Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the channel. It's me, Xehther, definitely not anyone else, and we're gonna be talking about that time
what are you doing in my room?
where Xehther, hey, man, I'm just, hanging out. I was just looking at, your beautiful setup, and
I'm gonna need you to get out.
Naruto, whatever.
I'm gonna need you to get out.
Come on, man. What? We're both here. We can do this together. Come on, let's just record this video together. Come on, it's a really cool idea.
All right.
You wanna hear it?
Look, I'll be generous. What's the idea?
It's what if Naruto, instead of being alone and growing up in the village like he did, had a sister, starting off in the story with the beginning of the Nine Tails attack.
Look, you know what? It's not a bad idea. So long as we can plan it and everything goes good, you can stay in the video. But you're not gonna get any money out of it. Like, it's all gonna go to me.
Oh, can I at least get a little exposure? Mr. 100K over here. Congratulations.
I guess I could give you some exposure.
Yes.
All right. Like I said, boys, today's video, I'm going to be getting joined by that one weeb. Please excuse the cringy intro.
Hey,
you know, it was sort of funny. Like, it was a little funny. But yeah, as you see from the title, the thumbnail, this video is going to be a crazy one. And obviously, it is very fanficky. There's literally no chance. I mean, there is a chance for this to happen. This is more of a what if video that realistically could have possibly been one of the Infinite Tsukiyomi dreams. And I really like the way that me and
This could have been Naruto's dream.
This really could have been Naruto's dream, but it's just like, why would he think about having a sister is just my thing. Like, but I think that this definitely could have been a dream, like just in general. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, think about it. I mean, Naruto does have a very nice looking sexy jutsu of his. I wonder how much he's thought about that gender bent version of
No, that's crazy. It's funny because the version of like Naruto that we actually have for the thumbnail sort of kind of looks like Naruto's sexy jutsu version with clothes added.
I don't know, man.
With clothes, because we are a PG-13 channel over here. But yeah, no, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this video is just going to be like a long sort of podcast one. It is going to be edited, as you guys have seen during the video. So if you feel like sticking around and actually watching, we're going to be having manga panels and like all this stuff, so you guys could have a better time imagining it. Or you could just, if you're working, straight up just listen to this in the background. It's going to be probably just as good.
Or you can just close your eyes and listen to our voices whispering in your ears.
Dang right. But anyways, okay. So what if Naruto had a sister? I think that for started off, I think that I'm gonna be taking over. Okay. So what I'm thinking that's gonna probably be happening, me and Weeb have obviously talked about it a little bit off camera, and what we ended up deciding to do was actually going for a little bit of a thing where Naruto's sister isn't exactly gonna be a twin. It's not gonna be a twin situation where they're both born on the same day, but instead for more of a plot line, a bunch of like different cooler stuff to happen in the story that wouldn't be achievable unless we did it where like she was born separately. We're going to be going with a different approach where Minato is actually going to be having his daughter, who we actually ended up naming Harumi Namikaze, yeah. Namikaze. I'm definitely going to butcher that a couple of times, but Harumi Namikaze is going to be the daughter. And you might be like, yo, like, why is she named Namikaze? But I'm going to be letting Weeb explain that.
Okay, guys. So just to begin, we're going to be spacing Naruto's sister to be born about 4 years before the attack of the Nine Tails. This makes her about 2 years younger than Itachi, for reference, and also gives her just enough time to be conscious, you guys know what I'm talking about, where she understands her situation and her parents and who they are. So there's no way anyone can just gaslight her and just saying, oh, you don't have parents, this is your real last name, in order to hide their identity.
Gaslight. Basically, that's hilarious. That's literally what they did to Naruto. They gaslighted him for years and made him feel like the bad guy, bro. They made him feel like the bad guy just for wanting to know who his parents are.
That's what I'm saying. So she's going to know her father's last name, and she's going to know what their true last name is. So it would be Namikaze. And she would definitely tell Naruto, because there's no way they're going to convince her to lie to her younger brother like that. So Namikaze would be the official last name of Naruto and Harumi in the series.
Yeah, and like we've explained, the reason for all that, very self-explanatory, but it's gonna make for an awesome story, trust me, because the night of the Nine Tails attack, instead of Naruto being the only one who actually gets the Nine Tails inserted in him, well, obviously Minato as well, it's gonna be Naruto as well as his sister Harumi. And the reason for that,
so basically,
is
instead of Minato's corpse it would be her getting the good half of the Nine
Bro,
Tails.
it does change one thing where if we do manage to get to the war arc, Minato's not going to be able to have that cool moment with his son, but it's going to be brother and sister. I think that that's just as cool personally, but you know, like to each your own.
Maybe we'll have a cool moment with both of them and him. We'll see. We haven't gone through
Exactly. Okay, so what we're thinking of having happen is that same night, Minato, since he has 2 kids and he knows he's gonna die, he doesn't have to seal half of the Nine Tails within himself, which would be sort of a waste. And instead of doing that this time around, Minato's actually gonna be sealing half of it in his daughter and the other half in Naruto for 2 reasons. The main one is realistically just because of the fact that, you know, we want both of them to have access to the powers of the Nine Tails. And then the secondary fact that makes a little bit more logical sense, Harumi's gonna be 4 years old, so there's no real knowing if she's really gonna be able to handle the power of the Nine Tails. So Minato decides, you know what, they can help each other, they can like carry the burden, both of them, and they're both gonna come out stronger because of it. So he ends up giving both of his children the Nine Tails, and it's gonna just make for some really cool scenes, which we're obviously gonna be getting into the more that we go through this video. But besides all that,
there is a good basis for this too. Besides him just not being sure on if she could handle the power of the Nine Tails, just for sexism Kishimoto reasons, there's actually a very logical reason that he used Naruto in the original, which is so that Kurama's chakra would synchronize with Naruto's as he grew up, allowing him to fully tap into the power of the Nine Tails. It was talked a little bit about with Killer Bee on the Turtle Island, but typically Jinchurikis can't access the full power of their tailed beast because their chakra isn't perfectly synchronized. But Naruto, since he's grown up with the Nine Tails seal leaking Kurama's chakra, was able to use all of Kurama's power.
I literally never knew that. I've never known, and I'm the Naruto guy, you know what I'm saying? And I literally never knew that. But point being, Naruto's childhood obviously is gonna be night and day difference, because this time, instead of having to deal with the ostracization of the villagers that they do, the hatred, the horrible stares, and
the mask
guy, he's the mask guy. Dude, it's funny. Remember that one video that I did where like I made the mask guy like be horrible to Naruto and like just, dude, that was such a fun video to make.
The true villain of Naruto.
The true villain
as opposed
exactly. No, but okay. Yeah. So Naruto's childhood is going to be changing a bit, and the one thing that I do want to mention about it is that Naruto isn't going to be growing up with Hiruzen, and obviously I'm going to be letting my boy Weeb
like he
explain.
Did anyway? Did he really?
Did he really grow up with Hiruzen
anyway?
I don't know.
He grew up with his wallet and just like the little crumbs. Anyway, aside from the parental neglect of the third Hokage, which has been talked to death on YouTube, the biggest difference of Naruto's sister being here is that she's going to take up more responsibility being the older sibling. So Hiruzen, regardless of him being a scumbag, as we all know, would still be unavoidable in keeping Minato and Kushina's house. So Naruto would be living in the nice apartment that we see Minato in before the start, when he gets thrown into Swing Set Street, as Naruto Abridged calls it. Anyway, Naruto and Harumi would grow up together in the house that their parents had been in since they had gotten married and since she had been born. And so Naruto, when he grew up, would be in a good neighborhood. He wouldn't have to be scared of going out at night, and he also wouldn't have to worry about having dinner when he got home. These are huge differences just for Naruto's character, because it's going to affect a lot of his talk no jutsu later, especially with people like Gaara and Obito.
And the biggest thing here is Hiruzen won't be able to come into the room and just throw money in the face of Naruto and be like, actually, let me take half of that back. Like, none of that's actually going to be happening, because even though, you know, obviously he's going to be giving them money, like, it's not going to be as crazy because Harumi's sort of going to know Hiruzen and like a little bit. So I think that Hiruzen's going to have a little bit of a better relationship with Harumi, because I think that he'd be nice to her during the time that Minato and Kushina were alive. So he's not going to be as much of a jerk to them, but eventually, obviously, the secret of the Nine Tails and them both actually having it is going to come out to everybody. So even though nobody's necessarily going to flat out like hate them as much as they do in the original, there's
still going to be some of that prejudice.
Exactly. There's going to be prejudiceness.
Yeah.
And
I think she'd shield Naruto from a lot of it, though, especially from like store owners and people in town, because she's not going to be letting this 4-year-old little boy walk around outside alone. She's going to go with him and walk around with him. And when people are being mean, she's definitely going to like intercept and block it and give them the death stare with her hair going up into like 9 different tails, Kushina style.
Dude, that's to be one of the funniest animation things like ever that I've seen in the Naruto story. But he's absolutely right. And because of this, Naruto, when to the point where he grows up, when he can actually go to the academy, Naruto isn't going to be the kid that we know in the original. And not only that, but Naruto's actually, I would beg to say that he's going to be a little bit stronger than the one that we get in canon, just due to the fact that he's going to have his sister there, like looking at him and be like, hey, if anybody gives you anything, punch them like this, and like just teaching Naruto, sort of like a big brother thing. I think it's universally like a thing where like if you have a sibling, they give you huge pointers for school, because it's like your parents can do that as well, but they went to school like in the Stone Age, so it's like
hell, even without her like specifically, even though she'll be fully trained like as a ninja, I do think it makes sense that Kakashi would be more involved, or at least some of the people, like, although
dude, they're gonna know deceased. Kakashi, you're absolutely right. Yeah, and he's not gonna be a secret
would have no
dude.
Excuse.
Bro.
Yeah, he'd have no excuse not to like hang out with them. So I could see her and Kakashi helping Naruto before he gets into the academy, with Kakashi sort of being like an older brother figure to her. You know what I mean?
It would be kind of funny if like she had like a mini crush on Kakashi while she's growing up. I think that'd be like, that'd
definitely
be funny.
See that. Oh my, we could have this running gag in the series where she would have seen his face before, and so whenever the Team 7 is talking about seeing under Kakashi's face, like Harumi would get all blushy and Naruto would be like, what is it? What are you looking at? And she would have seen him without the mask.
It'd be funny if like as she's younger, like whenever Kakashi like talks to her, she gets like a slight blush and like she changes a lot, and Naruto calls her out on it. He's like, Harumi, like what's wrong? Like is there a problem with Uncle Kakashi? And like she's just like, shut up, Naruto. You know what I mean? I could just see like funny scenes like this happening in this timeline.
Playing out
exactly. Yeah. And Naruto, during his days in the academy, this is where things get a little bit weird, because for me personally, I really am having a bit of a hard time deciding how exactly Naruto's school life's gonna go. So I'm just gonna throw the hot potato to Weeb.
Oh, I got it. Okay, so sorry, that was a little bit but anyway, I think like Xehther was saying, a lot of Naruto's initial struggles as a kid was the fact, like, when he went to the playground and he played with Choji and Shikamaru and all the other kids, at the end of the night, when all the parents came to pick them up, he was left alone and he had to go home all by himself. So in this world where 2 hands pop up behind him and grab him and say, come on, let's go home, I think Naruto at the academy would be less of a troublemaker. This is a giant difference, because Naruto as a kid was a huge prankster and would paint the statues of the Hokage's heads, but he knows for a fact that the 4th Hokage was his dad. So I could see him not even doing that, like painting the Hokage's faces, just out of respect from the stories he's heard from his sister.
And not only that, his sister would like discipline him. Like his sister would have like that Kushina aura.
Like Kushina.
Exactly. Yeah. She's gonna be like low-key a good mom, but like a bad mom at the same time, because she's his sister. And I can even see Naruto having some moments where he's like, you're not my mom, and then she's like, I'm all you got. You know what I mean? Like something like that.
Yeah, I definitely could see that as well. And I think a big difference too would be maybe this Naruto is more serious and he's like, I'm gonna become a great ninja like my father and my sister, and like and basically he'd take it super seriously, like Rocky.
Dude, Naruto
style.
would grow
and
up.
Whenever Sasuke would get involved, then he completely switched to that bratty attitude.
I was thinking Naruto definitely would be stronger, because it's like he'd be getting told all the time, your dad was the 4th Hokage. Like anytime he does something, he would always hear, it's the son of the 4th. Yeah. Of course he does it. And I think that Naruto would have this thing where he's like, why can't anyone like just give me my flowers? Like, why is it always, I'm the son of the 4th, it's expected of me? Why can't I just get praise like Sasuke? Where like...
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that'd be a very realistic thing to add in there.
This is a really cool parallel too with Itachi and Sasuke, because Itachi was like this prodigy that was in the Anbu at like 9 years old, and Sasuke is just trying to learn the fireball jutsu over here on the lake.
Dude.
And every time he does something, he gets compared to Itachi. So the two of them can relate to that.
I'm burning to say what I have in mind. Bro, they would probably even have a scene where like Sasuke and Naruto finally have a heart-to-heart, and like they end up talking to each other, and they're like, why are you so this? And Naruto's like, dude, I have these expectations on me to be perfect.
I've got the scene.
Okay, go.
So the symbol of friend. So there's during the Valley of the End, we see a scene from their childhood where they have to make like the sign of friendship, where they put their fingers over the other. You know what I'm talking about? During their sparring matches as kids, when Naruto and Sasuke are sparring as kids, they both would not give up. Like neither of them would give in, and they're both pretty decent. So we could see that their match going on much longer than it did in the original, with Sasuke just beating Naruto.
I think Sasuke would.
Both asking,
Yo, what if
like,
they stalemate?
Why won't you just?
What if they
up?
stalemate?
Yeah. I could see it, and Sasuke be like, "Why won't you just give up?" And Naruto's like, "I can't lose. If I lose, I won't stand up for what I'm supposed to be." Like he has these expectations he's put on himself.
Yeah, I don't think I can't stand up for what I'm supposed to be, but like I can't bear to like hear what people are gonna say about me, because it's like if he loses, it's like not expected of him. He's expected to beat everyone because he's the son of the fourth, and if he doesn't, everyone's gonna be judging him. The weight of the world is on
like
him.
A young,
exactly.
Yeah, I kind of see the same thing going on, where Sasuke would have this parallel with Itachi to Naruto and Minato. And I could see like Harumi not even seeing it, because she'd be so busy with like missions and just taking care of the two of them by herself, you know?
Naruto not only has to like stack up to like Minato, but even Harumi has to deal with that thing of like, oh, she's the daughter, and like she's gonna be having some like really cool like stories of her being in the war, because like she's gonna be part of it, and she's gonna be very strong. Like make no mistake, she's gonna be a powerful ninja, even though we're not exactly gonna be able to tell you guys, oh, she does this, or she does this, or she has these jutsus. Really just keep in mind,
she definitely doesn't have the flying Rasen, in case anyone's wondering. There's no
but
way.
She is going to be a powerful ninja nonetheless, and even though we can't tell you guys what her team is, what her backstory is, that sort of has to stay in vague, because we don't know those details in Naruto, and making stuff up will just make this like more about her sister life rather than what changes in Naruto's life to have a sister. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So
the only thing we can confirm is that she would indeed have the Uzumaki sealing chains like Kushina. That is the only ability we can definitely guarantee she would.
She would for sure have a lot of jutsus, because Kakashi could probably give her some pointers when it comes to the fights that she has to partake in, because she like forcibly literally has to participate in war. So Naruto and Sasuke's childhoods are going to be a little bit different, because now Sasuke, if you guys remember the timeline in which Naruto and Sasuke are both like aware of the fact that Naruto is like the son of Minato never dies, like in that timeline, Sasuke is like has this bone to pick with Naruto.
Even more competitive.
Exactly. And they're still even though Naruto has the training from Minato. So that's going to happen here, but mainly just due to the fact that Fugaku's going to put more focus on Sasuke while he's alive, because of the fact that he wants Sasuke to be a rival to Naruto. And Naruto just wants to stay stronger, not because he's sort of like on this rivalry stuff because he wants to be popular, because Naruto won't exactly be popular, but he won't be unpopular, if that makes sense.
I think what I could see is a lot of the girls would still like Sasuke, but the difference is Naruto wouldn't be as desperate for attention. So he wouldn't really care, kind of like Shikamaru. But I think a lot of people, like Naruto, would just avoid them, because he'd be like, they don't see what's so great about me anyway, you know?
I think that some girls would like Naruto though. Like it'd be one of those things where like
Ino?
No, I don't know. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Like Ino likes Naruto.
He'd be the sleeper. He's the sleeper like popular kid.
Yeah, he's like the sleeper popular kid. Yeah, I think that we could have that happen. So obviously like Naruto and Sasuke are gonna grow up. You know, they're gonna be rivals, and they're both gonna be a little bit more powerful, to the point where like when they get to the land of the waves, like Naruto's not exactly gonna have a moment where he's like scared of the Demon Brothers, because like if Sasuke is gonna step up and fight, Naruto's gonna step up and fight. And then when it comes to the him like failing the academy and stuff like that,
you know what I could see though, when it comes to that specific fight with the Demon Brothers. Sorry, so I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I think instead of it being he's too scared to move, instead of him stabbing himself in the hand and like vowing not to be scared ever again, I think what he is he's too reckless. Like he's too ready to prove himself. So he'll be the first one to charge in, and he'll get stabbed by the poison blade, like from the kunai. And then Sasuke will step in and do it. And that's what pushes Naruto. And he's like, damn it, I was too careless. Like he just is too eager to do it. And then that's what screws him over, is like he's too reckless.
I can see that happening.
He wants to prove himself.
Because like we sort of have to have it so that Sasuke has his moments, Naruto has his moments. Because like sometimes when I do things,
if we don't push them together, then Sasuke basically becomes irrelevant, because we need him to drive Naruto to be better. You know?
I like that. What do you think would happen specifically for the Mizuki situation? Do you think it still happens or no?
There's no way, because for one thing, I could see Harumi talking mad shit about Mizuki, like that guy's sus, don't talk to him. no way. But in real talk, there's no way she doesn't help him with the clone jutsu at home. Like, she probably has already dealt with the issues of the Nine Tails chakra control herself when she had to like seal it using the Uzumaki chains. I could see her trying to help Naruto control his chakra better in order to use the clone jutsu.
Okay, and I was definitely about to say
that means he doesn't
thing.
learn multi-shadow clones. What do you think?
I don't think he learns multi-shadow clones because he never even gets approached by Mizuki, who's like, oh, you failed. So Mizuki would probably end up asking some other kid, and because it's not Naruto and he's not able to one-shot the Hokage with the sexy jutsu, Mizuki gets straight up caught. And that whole situation just never even ends up taking place. So yeah, Naruto wouldn't learn the multi-shadow clone jutsu.
Being like, don't be like that kid.
I think Naruto could still learn the multi-shadow clone jutsu because of his sister.
Well, Kakashi knows it too,
yeah,
so.
And it's like she has a massive chakra reserve, and she would know like it's a lot easier for her and probably for Naruto as well to use jutsus like that because they both have like insanely high chakra reserves. I think that Naruto should still have like slightly higher reserves than her, but like, or maybe she should because she's like the daughter, like more Uzumaki. Yeah, exactly.
I think for now, what we'll say is that Naruto's chakra is better synchronized with the Nine Tails than hers because she wasn't born with the Nine Tails power like he was. So that'll come into play later. Right now, she has better control because she's completely sealing the Nine Tails with the chakra chains. And she also has ninja training prior. Like, she grew up with it and also like has the Uzumaki chakra pool. So I would say she probably does have less than Naruto, but she has way better control at this point. So it's basically, it's like she has more.
Okay.
She uses less.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so then Naruto and Sasuke, Sakura are put on the same team.
Bro, what was that?
I don't know. I just had to express my disdain for Sakura some way, somehow, without calling her garbage. By the way, she's garbage. Anyways, point being, Naruto, Sakura, and Trash Bag over there end up having their introductions with Kakashi. And I think that it'd be funny if Naruto was like smug about it because he knows Kakashi and he's like acting like all buddy with him. But Kakashi's like, dude, what are you doing?
I have such a funny scene in my head.
What?
So he doesn't know who the sensei is. They don't know who like the names of the senseis are. I could see him still doing the prank of putting the, like, when he's been waiting a while, I could see him putting the chalk thing above the door. And when it's Kakashi, he just have this look of horror on his face. And he'd be like, it was Sasuke. It was Sasuke's idea.
Nah, bro, that's actually hilarious. And I think that that's definitely in character because Naruto's not all like gonna lose his personality. He's just not gonna be dumb with it and like as reckless to like paint Hokage face or seek attention. But he's still gonna want to prank people.
Yeah.
And that makes so much sense for his character. I think that's hilarious. And then after that, they have their introduction. Sasuke says that it's his goal to kill a certain someone. And Naruto would definitely know who that certain someone is because Harumi would be in the loop about those things. Like, she's not in the dark. She understands what happened with the Uchiha clan. And she's even told Naruto, like, hey, you know, like, Sasuke lost his family. Like, you have to be understanding of that. But Naruto's like, he's gonna be young, so he's gonna be like, why should I care? Like, he just became a total like different person ever since that happened. And you know, like, she tells him, she's like, dude, he's alone. So Naruto like sort of like understands it and he like leaves Sasuke alone. So their friendship just like they were having a really good friendship before they died, and then like it just a huge wall was put between the both of them, and Naruto just didn't understand why, but it happened.
That makes a lot of sense. I think that... See, here's the thing. One of Sasuke's points in the Final Valley was that Naruto is always alone, so he never lost anything. In this version, Naruto didn't lose everything. So it would be almost like a reverse, where Sasuke would be like, you don't know what loss is, you know?
Yeah, and he, even though he doesn't have his mom and dad, he didn't lose them. He didn't have them and have them ripped away. It's one thing to never have it, and another thing to have it ripped from you. And I feel like that's worse. Like, it's like that cringy expression of better to love than to not love. In this case, it's better not to have loved than to have loved because you got to experience what that was like. And so because of that, they're going to be distant. But I think that the beautiful thing is that because of the fact that they're on the same team, they're now going to be able to rekindle that friendship. And it's going to happen through small little scenes that we get in the original, where this time it's going to be faster because obviously they were friends before. And Sasuke's going to have way more respect for Naruto, not viewing him beneath him like he did in the original, and actually seeing him as a straight up rival. Like, he's the son of the fourth, and Sasuke would have it no other way.
Yeah, I see that too. That makes a lot of sense.
And then
So let's get started with the actual plot of Naruto. I think now we've kind of laid the
Dude,
groundwork,
we
and we
laid
talked a little bit
a
about the
fat
arcs.
groundwork. But I have one last thing to say. Harumi would definitely be in the loop a little bit more about the Itachi situation, and because of that, like she'd like be like Naruto, she'd maybe even like approach Sasuke and talk to him. Like, what do you think? Do you think that's a possibility where
I could see her stepping in, like how Mikoto and Fugaku probably were there for her after Kushina died. I could see her trying to reach out to Sasuke and him pushing her away
because they would know
and
the
that could be,
family,
like,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Exactly.
because they would have been. That's what I'm saying, right? And I do think it's possible that she would have like some personal interest in like reaching out to Sasuke and trying to like take care of him like Naruto. But I could see him being really resistant, especially after like he had been abandoned.
Yeah, like
by
what do you
Itachi.
know? Like not wanting to get close to someone like out of fear, but also like wanting to have her like get to him eventually, you know what I mean? And I think that that's a very interesting plot thread. But like you said, yeah, let's cover the Land of
Let's
the
get into
Waves
the
mission.
actual
And I'm
story.
gonna leave the Land of the Waves majority to you unless you want me to like step in so you can catch your breath and stuff.
No, yeah. So I think what we're gonna do now to like get started, so we can get the whole story covered, is we'll like take arcs and give each other a break, so we can think about ideas for the next one. I'll cover the Land of Waves, and then I'll throw you back to the Chunin exams.
Perfect.
Sound good? All right. So let's get started. The Land of Waves begin. Just like we talked about, Naruto would be familiar with Kakashi, so the two had already known each other, but Kakashi wouldn't be showing any favorites, with him still taking part of the bell test. Naruto would have actually never seen this test before, considering that he's only seen Kakashi when he comes to visit them. Aside from that, he's usually on missions or just away out of the house. So Naruto would have no idea what he's in for. This means that he doesn't actually know the secret behind the test, and he can't like reveal what the true mission is. Anyway,
I think that that's true. But
Naruto-
one thing we definitely have to take into account is the fact that Naruto would sort of know what's going on. Because it's like, look at it like this. Like, there's no way Harumi would just like not tell Naruto the point of the actual test. Do you get what I'm saying? So it'd be kind of funny where, unlike in the original, where the
depends.
problem is Naruto's like too angsty, instead maybe this time Naruto like tries, he's like, Sasuke, like we have to work together, and Sasuke keeps pushing him away, so Naruto gets frustrated, tries to do it all on his own, and gets captured. And then that leads to
the question is, does she really reveal the secret of the whole test to him? Which would kind of remove the point of teaching teamwork, you know?
Yeah, but I really
I don't
really
think
would
so.
want her to do it just because she knows who Kakashi is, and I feel like she would like hint at it so heavily, you know, where she's like cooking for Naruto in the kitchen, and she's like, hey, you better make sure you use some teamwork tomorrow, and like she like just hints it.
I could see her being sly
Yeah.
about it. She'd be like, well, I hear it's a team test tomorrow.
Yeah,
I could see it not being too
exactly.
obvious.
And then like Naruto tries
Yeah.
pushing it so hard that he eventually gets frustrated, and he ends up having this thing where like he tries to get Sasuke to work with him so much that like it just goes completely backwards, and like Sasuke doesn't work with him. Naruto gets more frustrated, obviously, and he jumps into fight, leading him to get beat up by Kakashi, which then leads to the you pass scene because, you know, they're both gonna feed him. So then that leads to the
Something else I could see is maybe that Naruto, since he's familiar with Kakashi, would be more wary of him, which would cause him to not be as much of a distraction, which means Sakura and Sasuke would both be more targeted by Kakashi, since Naruto wouldn't like immediately go in revealing his hand. Like, I could see him being cautious in fighting Kakashi, while the other two don't know his strength.
What cards do you think Naruto would genuinely have at this point? Like, how strong? What jutsus does he have access to?
Here's the biggest point. So the question that I first would ask is, one, does he have the basics down? Which is just like basic taijutsu, basic like using kunai and weaponry. And I would argue yes. I think that he probably does. His chakra control would probably be better. I would say he can probably even climb trees, which probably is a little bit much, but I could see her teaching it to him. It's nothing too advanced. It's not like she's teaching him the Rasengan or anything.
And I think that she would teach him just for the basic chakra control, because she's like, you know, I had this struggle with chakra, but like I can help you with
see
it.
To like help him with the Nine Tails. Yeah. So I think he'd have a better chakra control than most Genin at this point. Probably around where Sakura's base level was, according to Kakashi at the beginning, with her being like the best at tree climbing at the start.
Dude, isn't it insane the fact that trash bag was able to tree walk like in like the first try? It was crazy.
In like 5 minutes.
Dude,
yeah,
what the
she
heck?
She had some stuff cooking for her and just let it all burn.
Dude, she had so much potential, and then Kishimoto said, "A woman,"
Yeah.
and just decided to
I wonder
move
if a
on.
guy would make a good video like, what if Sakura was male and Kishimoto didn't abandon
Bro, that video was funny. Everyone thought I was sexist. And just so you know, I am. I'm trolling, but if you want to think that, you can.
Anyway, well, with that note, let's get back to the belt.
Bro said,
I think
"Don't get
Naruto's
canceled."
over. That's one way to take it, but I think the main point of the whole like training situation with Naruto is that because he's been trained and has basics down, he'd probably be less reckless, which means he's not going to be as willing to enter fights, which kind of sucks because most of his wins come from him being extremely reckless. Like, his knuckleheadedness actually turns out to be the winning factor a lot of the time. But anyway, I don't think he'd get 1,000 years of death jutsu'd. That's the biggest difference from the get-go. I could see Kakashi trying to pull it on him, and him just diving to the ground, covering his cheeks. Like, nope, not happening. I could see that happening. But regardless, there is the biggest difference here is, assuming he doesn't have the multi-shadow clone jutsu, I don't think he could believe he could overpower Kakashi, which means he'd probably be warning Sakura and Sasuke, and he could be like, guys, we need to work together. And Sasuke could be like, screw this, and just pull out the fireball jutsu, kind of taking Naruto's role, saying, I'm not waiting, as Kakashi would just be sitting there reading his sexy jutsu.
Oh, and then Naruto jumps in because he's like, Sasuke! And like he's like trying to help him.
He'd be like, you're wasting it.
Then they both get captured. So instead of Naruto getting captured like I was saying, they both get that makes a lot of sense. I really like what you did. You took what I said and then you made it better. I like that.
Aw, man, you don't gotta compliment me like that, but I'll take it.
Bro said keep going.
Anyway, keep going. Keep cooking.
No, but what happens in the Demon Brother situation? Because we know they pass. I feel like we focus on this a lot. Yeah. The Demon situation, you already actually covered a little bit. Like, they're able to deal with that.
Yeah, we talked
So what
about
happens with Zabuza?
I think Naruto would be... Yeah, so let's get past the Demon Twin Brothers, assuming that Naruto is pushed by Sasuke to continue getting better, right? Like, let's say something different happens like we talked about before. So, as Tazuna, who is the bridge builder, would have gotten, along with Team 7, all the way to the Land of Ways, this would be when Kakashi's senses would go off. Again, I don't think Naruto would like significantly be stronger in this timeline, so I don't think he would sense it or anything. Kakashi would tell them all to dive down, with Naruto immediately listening to him and not even questioning it, since he has way more respect for Kakashi in this timeline. With Naruto taking Sasuke and Sakura and just diving down with them, Kakashi would see the sword flying overhead carve into the tree. This is when Zabuza would show up, mocking them, saying, a team of Genin, as he looks down at the bridge builder and Kakashi, before recognizing him as the copy ninja. This is when the real battle would start, and Naruto would see the true depths of Kakashi's strength. The first battle between Zabuza and Kakashi would be pretty intense, with Kakashi wanting to show off a little for his new team. This is ultimately going to lead him to using the Sharingan, which would overload his chakra and cause him to get passed out, with him ultimately having defeated Kakashi with the help of Naruto and Sasuke's quick thinking. The difference here is that Sasuke and Naruto both have a different card up their sleeves, which is Sasuke still has the Demon Twin Shuriken Jutsu, Naruto can use the Transformation Jutsu, and Naruto can walk on water, since he has better chakra control.
That'd be kind of cool, where like Naruto lands and he like rushes Zabuza,
and
then he punches him in the face. Like, that'd be funny. And then Zabuza's like, "Why, you little?" And in that moment, like Kakashi breaks out and he stares at him with the Sharingan, and he's just like, "Don't touch him!" Boom! And like all of a sudden, like he gets super serious. That'd be fresh.
Yeah. In the original, Naruto threw a kunai at him and then crashed into the water. But this time, after he de-transforms, which throws Zabuza off, he would run forward on the water and try and stab him with the kunai. This is when Zabuza would have to block it, and Kakashi would use the water-bearing jutsu, ending the fight, showing Team 7 the power of a Jonin. This leads us to the end of the bridge building arc, which gets us after the training arc with the trees. I think this time, while Kakashi is down, Naruto would be the one instructing Sasuke and Sakura, which would tick off Sasuke. This is how I see it going. After the fight, Sasuke would ask Naruto, saying, "How did you do that?" Seeing him walk on the water, with Naruto laughing, taking those 4 days while Kakashi's down, and actually showing Sasuke and Sakura. With Sakura actually taking it to it better than Sasuke, and Sasuke feeling incredibly inferior, with both his teammates having better chakra control than him.
That makes up for the previous moment where Naruto was being angsty and he let himself down. And I think that it'd be funny if Naruto looked at Sasuke and he's like, "I can't have my rival falling too far behind, can I?" Sasuke like grits his teeth, and like for the following next days, he just works his butt off.
Training super
yeah.
hard. Yep, I see that. I can see that too. He'd be like, "There's no way that loser's ahead of me," and he'd start training super hard. With Sakura being like, "Don't do it too much." And then Kakashi would wake up and see them all training, and he'd be like, "What's going on?"
I like your thought process. Eventually, we would get to the point where one unfortunately thing that happens that low-key probably changes the battle between Haku is Naruto won't be training his butt off. He doesn't meet Haku.
Yep, that is the difference. Good catch there. That's the difference, is because in the original he passes out after training his chakra reserves so much. Haku would have met him in the forest, and they would have had some sort of friendship from before they fought.
And Haku wasn't willing to kill him because of that. Like, that was a huge reason. So now Haku, like, I'm not gonna say Haku's instantly gonna be bloodlusted, but Haku's not gonna have as much of a exactly. And because of that, the battle's gonna be so much harder. Because, like, realistically, bro, Haku was pretty powerful. Like, Haku's
and he did not want to kill him
I genuinely think Haku could have beat someone like Rock Lee in the Chunin exams. I really do think he was like Gaara level, low key, like if he was going all out. I really do. He was holding up in the war. In the war, bro.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. The only thing is, like, the only thing is, first, One Tail Cloak Naruto in the original was able to break his mirrors, and Rock Lee is much more powerful than a One Tail Naruto. So I'm not sure if I agree on the Rock Lee.
I think that the power scaling got like messed up.
Destroy Neji.
I think the power scaling got messed up.
Destroyed by Haku. Like, because what is he gonna do? He's just gonna spin while he gets surrounded by ice mirrors. Unless he can break the ice mirrors with the with his Byakugan and the Hyuga,
his attacks aren't that strong. So low key he would, and it's not like he can spin. He can't spin forever. He's eventually gonna get hit.
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. We're talking about like what if battles at this point. But anyway, into the fight itself, a few days would have passed, and we would have had a similar scene with Tazuna's grandson. If you remember him, he would have asked them and why the shinobi were even there, with him scorning them based off of how his father had died due to Gato and the mafia's influence on the island. In this timeline, I could see Naruto saying, "But look how you do, who's still here," with him saying he needs to protect his mom, kind of imparting a similar type of mindset to how he feels about Harumi. You know what I mean?
I can see where you're going with that, but the battle, bro, like Naruto's gonna be there. So maybe because of the fact that Naruto and Sasuke fight Haku at the same time and they're just so much stronger, that makes up.
They don't get over.
That makes up for the fact that Haku's actually gonna be trying this time around.
Yeah. One difference I see is because of how much harder Sasuke trains his chakra control, perhaps they have a different strategy this time. In the original, Sasuke wasn't able to melt Haku's ice mirrors with the fireball jutsu, but this time I could see him having more of a better control over the chakra he's expulsing while using it, so maybe Naruto would distract Haku while Sasuke is using fireballs on one specific mirror, trying to break out of the jutsu to escape the trap.
I don't know if that would work though, bro, because it's like those mirrors were healing, and if you remember in the original, bro, the ice didn't even like sweat, like it wasn't even like slightly melting. It looked like it was just intact.
Yeah, I guess that's true. The question is if Haku... I don't believe Haku would just target one of them though, because originally Sasuke was taking the brunt of the attacks until Naruto arrived. So with both of them getting worn down, does Naruto even have enough of like stamina to hold out until he can awaken the Nine Tails like cloak before Sasuke
I feel like it becomes one of those things where like the battle is just is like they're going at it back and forth. Haku like he's not able to like pace himself in the beginning like he was with Sasuke, where like he has to face two Genin who are strong. Like at first he does, but he gets tagged by Naruto, but then he gets like kicked away, and then Sasuke jumps in and he's like, "Let me show you how it's," boom, gets hit in the face, and then like they like go at it, and Haku's like, "These Genin, like they're powerful," and then like they start pushing Haku back, and Naruto and Sasuke eventually like find themselves in a position where like they start backing Haku down, and Haku's like, "All right, like let me bust this out." And like once they get to the ice crystal mirror jutsu, it's like, what do they do then? I feel like it sort of becomes what happens in canon. It's like they do the best that they can to avoid the needles, and like, you know, like maybe they're smarter, but like they don't have the tools to like do something about those mirrors. They don't have attacks strong enough to break those things.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree. I just one of the only things I'm wondering is, I don't know if Naruto is as unaware of the Nine Tails, right? Like he never even knew he had the Nine Tails inside of him in the original.
This time he will. Will he be even?
So this time he knows.
Will he have access to it? Because if he has slight access to it and is able to pull it out, he doesn't have to go crazy.
I could see him being scared of the Ninetales power. Like, I could see Harumi telling him about the danger of the Ninetales and how it killed their parents. So I don't even know if Naruto would realize what's going on. So maybe what happens is he feels like the anger bubbling up inside him when he sees Sasuke going down, and like as he feels like this heat in his chest from the red chakra covering him. Like Haku of course couldn't see it, but if someone had a visual jutsu they could. Naruto would feel like, is this what it feels like to feel the rage of the Ninetales? So I think he would understand what actually happened to him. Like in the original, he just thought he got stronger. So he's like, so this is the beast that killed my parents. And like he would try and not to kill Haku, but he'd just be so angry he couldn't even resist. Like I could see him like feeling guilty after he punches Haku through the mirror, and he'd be like, what did I just do? Like
a regret scene where like the screen zooms in on Naruto's face, but ultimately I don't see him landing the blow, and Haku still sacrifices himself. So even though there was like some slight changes in this arc, nothing really changes like that much. Like they just become better.
The difference is the character. I think the difference is like the character beats. In the original, it's Naruto having to prove himself to Sasuke as his equal and like say, I'm your rival, I'm not just some loser. And this is what causes Sasuke to actually become friends with him after he stands up for him like that. In this timeline, they're already kind of friends. It's more of like Sasuke actually seeing how strong Naruto is already. So it's him playing catch up.
And it's crazy because would Sasuke have a Sharingan before all this? I sort of think he would.
Did. He does.
Yeah, I think he would. So like, no, not just have it before this, but just one of those things where it's like, could he activate it before this? Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And I think that it's like, I don't think he should, just because like the Sharingan will sort of make him catch like back up with Naruto. Where like, if Naruto doesn't have the Ninetales, Sasuke's above him a little bit. Do you get what I'm saying?
According to Shippuden, Sasuke awakened the Sharingan when Itachi used the infinite Tsukuyomi on him. But that was retconned material. We can say that Sasuke has it unlocked, but he's just hasn't figured out how to use it because he doesn't have the Tomoe unlocked.
If you remember the scene, like Sasuke gets the Sharingan, but he doesn't realize he did. So he didn't know. So it's like, this is the first time he gets it and he knows what's going on, but he doesn't recall ever getting it before. So it's like he does get it for the first time. Yeah, that's a really good point. Okay, now we jump into the Chunin exams, and realistically for this beginning part of this stuff, I don't see Naruto having the same relationship that he has with Konohamaru. So unfortunately, the team doesn't even end up running into the Sand siblings, because Naruto's never gonna have that scene where he sees Konohamaru and he's like, who the heck do you think you are? I don't care if the Hokage is your grandma. You know, like that never happens. And so they don't run into team.
I could see Konohamaru knowing Naruto though. So he would know Naruto was the fourth son, and he'd be like, he would have like this unknowing rivalry with him where Konohamaru is like, I'm the better Hokage's like kid. Like, you're not gonna be the next Hokage, it's gonna be me. And Naruto's like, I don't even want to be it's yours. You can have it, man. Like, I don't even want
It'd be like a one-sided rivalry where Naruto doesn't even like accept it like he does in the original, and like Konohamaru like tries to spy on Naruto and stuff. Like, it'd be funny. And I see where you're going with it, but ultimately Naruto and the squad, they don't mean the Sand siblings. And so when they're doing their 1 week training, they all train together. Eventually Sasuke faces up against Lee. He still loses. Nothing changes there, and we would eventually find ourselves in the written portion of the Chunin exams, but nothing changes here as well, because it's like could Naruto be a little smarter? Maybe he could answer like a couple questions. Of course. Like, does that matter? No. Does he have any real way of cheating? Naruto's arsenal isn't made for that. He doesn't have those things, so that doesn't matter. He still uses his willpower, and he's like, you know what, like, I'll do it just like he does in the original. And eventually we would get to a point where he's in the Chunin exams in the forest, and here's
where I think a different change would happen. What were you thinking?
Honestly, I really wasn't. I didn't even think that far ahead, bro. So I really want to hear what you're thinking.
Hear me out. I don't think Anko would have been the test supervisor for this portion.
It would have been his sister.
I think it would be Harumi who's the tester for.
Bro, that's such a cool idea.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because she has healing. She has the Uzumaki like healing. She can do healing ninjutsu. She can do seals. She has better sensory abilities just because she's an Uzumaki, and she doesn't have a curse mark from one of the Sannin like Orochimaru.
Dude,
so she's literally just better.
Would she know?
Sense.
Would she like realize that Orochimaru's in the forest? Like, now, obviously not.
I could see.
She jumps in.
Yeah, but
Would she jump in?
Harumi versus Orochimaru.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, low key, it probably wouldn't happen, but we have to make it happen. It's a what if. It's a what if. It's a what if.
This is gonna be a cool.
Yeah, like we gotta talk about it.
So anyway,
okay,
hear me out. So Harumi would be there, and instead of the other, like, this is when the awkward moment would happen, where instead of her, like, remember Anko like kind of hitting on Naruto in the original, where she like gets close to him and he's all uncomfortable. I could see Naruto being uncomfortable for a different reason. All the other like murmurs of the ninjas would be like talking about her, like they'd be like, "Dang, she's cute," and Naruto would be pissed off. He's like, "Shut up!" He's like, I don't want to hear this." He'd be like covering his ears, and I could see her waving to him and like walking over and saying, "Hey," and everyone would be like, "Do you know her?" And he's like, "No, leave me alone." I could see it being like an awkward sibling interaction.
Yeah, and he wouldn't like say he doesn't know her because like he doesn't like her, but he's just embarrassed at the moment. But then like he's like, "It's my sister," and everyone's like, "What?" And, like obviously they'd realize it. No, I feel like they'd realize it, bro. They look the same basically.
Oh, they know. Yeah, they know. And then Rock Lee would be like, "I changed my mind. I'm not going for Sakura anymore."
That's crazy, bro. That's funny.
Anyway, Harumi would be the proctor of the test, and she'd get away from. She gets super serious, saying, "Although I am your sister, I'm not going to hold back on you. This is a Chunin exam. We're going to take this seriously, everyone." So she'd have like the cold look in her eyes as she talks about like explaining the force of death. But let's get into it, because I don't think much would change of like the test itself with like the scrolls.
Bro,
so everyone would be
I
given
think
their
that
scrolls,
people would
right?
like look at Harumi and be like, "Oh, this is gonna be a breeze." And you know how Tobi Rama had his like chakra flare, and like there was that cool moment where you felt the aura. Like obviously I didn't need to say this, but like it'd be cool to have her like show everyone like I'm not
like
weak, like I'm powerful.
And she'd like switch. I could see her switch from like big sister mode to be like, "All right, assholes, shut the hell up. Let's get started." Like, and she'd have like the Kushina effect.
Yeah, bro, that'd be funny. Okay, what happens during the forest section? Obviously, like they still go in there and like there's all that dumb stuff that happens before Orochimaru, but no one cares about that. Let's be honest. So let's just jump into what happens. Does Naruto still take a lead? Because if he does, he comes back to the team like being scared of Orochimaru, or does Orochimaru arrive and like they're all just there?
So here's what happens when Naruto takes a leak in the original. I'm sorry, this is a part of the plot. Anyway, just ignoring. When Naruto did that, he got taken by another ninja and then was transformed into by them. That's why he was separated, and then he got eaten by the snake. In this timeline, I'm not sure Naruto would be as uncautious because he has his basics down. So I could see him actually walking back to the group with another ninja tied up and being like, "I found this guy." Like,
dude, that'd be funny and accurate because he's not as weak as he is in the original one that we cover. So that makes perfect sense, like literally perfect sense.
And that would be how they get the scroll that matches theirs before Orochimaru comes to take theirs, which is how they had one scroll still and they weren't kicked out of the exam. Anyway,
you know what's interesting? When Orochimaru, oh my bad, I was about to talk about that. You got it.
You got it. You cook.
I'll cook. All right, so Orochimaru arrives and they're all gonna be scared. But I think that what happens here is Naruto and Sasuke both being there, they're both instead of like they're both trying to act like they're not scared. And eventually, like when they both freeze up, like they realize like they're freezing up and they're like, "No, like I can't. Like Sasuke can't look cooler than me." So Naruto, like he decides like, I'll do something. But Sasuke stabs his leg before he can, and he like rushes in to fight Orochimaru, and Orochimaru like
Naruto's like, "Damn, that's
exactly," and like Naruto starts getting annoyed, and like they both rush Orochimaru, like being like, "We won't back down." And what happens with that?
You know what I could see happening? So, like you talked about, Sasuke would be the first to kind of break out of the bloodlust from Orochimaru. I could see him pushing Sakura out of the way while Naruto's just focused on the fight, and Naruto would realize that he was completely focused on Orochimaru and had almost let his teammate get hurt. So I could see that being like, "Damn, he's still more self-aware."
Oh yeah, I like that.
Sasuke would start the fight, so Sasuke would have his Sharingan active, and he'd be better than Naruto at this point because he would still have the one Tomoe, and Naruto wouldn't be in the Nine-Tail state yet. So Naruto would be getting outpaced in the fight. And then he'd be seeing Sasuke actually putting up a fight with his wires like he did, swinging through the trees and actually getting some hits on Orochimaru. What do you think about that?
I really like where you're going with this, but ultimately it's like Naruto realizes like this is going on, and obviously Orochimaru is playing with Sasuke, so he's not hurting him yet. Yeah. And Naruto jumps in and he's like, "I'll help you." So then Orochimaru slightly has to try. Eventually they would land a...
Oh my god, I just had the best
what?
idea.
Go.
Oh
Go. So
So hear me out. So Orochimaru gets annoyed with Naruto's constant interruption of his fight with the Uchiha because he's interested in Sasuke's body because of Itachi. So he would summon the snake and it would eat Naruto. Sakura would be screaming, Naruto, like she does in the original, and Naruto would go off into the forest. While Naruto's trapped, he'd be annoyed from Sasuke and Sakura, right? With Sasuke being ahead of him. And this is when he awakens the Nine-Tails power again with the seal coming more loose. And this time he'd recognize it and would be like, I'm getting back there. I'm getting my get back. So he rips a part out of the snake. So instead of using the shadow clones to burst out, he would have used access the Nine-Tails, like the eyes and the long nails form. This would actually be the indicator for Harumi. She would like feel her Nine-Tails resonating.
Oh, dude, that is such a good idea. Bro, at first I was like, oh, I thought of something that could also happen. But bro, you are literally cooking. This means that she has enough time to get there. And one thing that I was thinking is, as Naruto's like getting to the battlefield, Sasuke's about to get bitten, but Naruto rushes in and he like kicks Orochimaru away. And then like Naruto still has the scene. He's like, you scared?
I think he catches, yeah, he catches the big snake with his full, like the Nine-Tails power, and their eyes connect. And he's like, what, are you scared? And then that's
his get back. He gets his get back with Sasuke first. And then like
the question is,
what happened?
Xehther, dear Xehther, does Harumi arrive after the 6-pronged seal is applied to the Nine-Tails seal, or is it after that when Sasuke
it'd be cool
gets the
if Naruto could actually see his sister in action. So I don't want Naruto to like be taken out, but she gets there like literally right in that moment. And would she be able to arrive and like use the powers of, because mind you, Naruto was like Naruto after this had a 3-year time skip and he ended up gaining access to like the power of Kurama and stuff like that. Like, would Harumi have access to that already?
No,
like I don't think she would, right?
This is one of the reasons we gave her the chakra sealing chains, is she knows the Nine-Tails can't be trusted after seeing what it did to her parents, like literally in front of her as a child. She'd be pretty traumatized. I would see that inside her seal, Kurama would be completely chained up, like how Kushina did in Naruto. So what could happen is while she's proctoring the exam, she'd feel like this burning in her gut, and she'd like fall over, like doubling in pain. And as she enters the mindscape, she'd see Kurama laughing, the Nine-Tails laughing, be like, "What is it?" And he'd be like, "Oh, it's just my other half is getting out for some fun." And she'd wake up and she'd use her sensory abilities, or like the Uzumaki ones, to find Orochimaru. So I could see her arriving at the scene, and as Naruto's about to get sealed with the 6-pronged seal, just a slash of the Uzumaki chain just rips down to Orochimaru's arm.
Oh, dude, that'd be sick. Like chains just shoot at Orochimaru and they like bind him to a tree. And he's like, what the? And he's like, I see, like so now like something where he's like, so I get the pleasure of fighting the son and the daughter of the fourth.
Oh my god, that's so heat. That line cooks. What?
He's like, bro,
that sounds
bro,
so
that's
good.
fresh, huh? And what I'm saying is like now Orochimaru, like his body starts disintegrating because like Orochimaru has weird jutsus, and then like he appears behind her and says, "But you're still too weak." And he like starts fighting her, and Naruto's like, "Be careful, Harumi," and like she's like doing her best to hold up, and she's like, "Get out of here, Naruto!" And Naruto's looking at her. He's like, "I won't leave you," and she's like, "You have no choice." And she just like she shoots a chain at Naruto just to hit him like and move him far like away, and then he's like, and she's like, "Grab Sasuke," because obviously he'll already be bitten, and
Yep.
And then like she starts fighting Orochimaru. Like obviously she'd be able to hold them off, but it's like there's no way she's gonna be able to like
Here's my thoughts. I think Naruto, as he's getting sent back from the chain, and like he'd grab Sakura and Sasuke and listen to her. As he's running away, we see a gleam of blue in his eye. He turns around and we see her holding the Rasengan. And like Orochimaru's standing back.
Yo, that's sick, bro. I literally just pictured it like in my head as if it was animated, and that is sick.
Yeah. She's standing there. We hear like the Rasengan sound effect, and he turns around. He's like, "What is that?" And he sees like the blue in his eyes, the gleam. And she's standing there with like the chains around her, like the Nine-Tails tails. And then she's like, I'll use my father's jutsu to beat you." And then she was like, I'm sure, and then she can just pull out the Rasengan. She's like, I'm glad I asked Jiraiya to teach it to me. I don't know. Like,
dude, I like that until you went to the I don't know,
Kakashi
where you
knows
started seeming like you were unsure. Dude, one of the coolest things about us is the fact that we don't just picture things in terms of like scripting, but we imagine the things that we're talking about as if they're actually being animated. So it's just that much better. But I really like where you were going with it.
Do you think Kakashi would teach her, because he also can use the
Kakashi
Rasengan?
could teach her. That definitely does make more sense, because she still doesn't know Jiraiya. Exactly. So yeah, I like where you're going with that.
That would be our final cut scene before Naruto gets out of there, and we don't see the conclusion to the fight, so we won't know what's going on.
That's really cool. Obviously she survives, you know, a spoiler alert, everybody. How she survives, how would she survive? Bro said I didn't think that hard. That far ahead.
Well, here's the thing, like, Orochimaru isn't here to kill or like release the Nine Tails. Although, like, he cared more about Sasuke, and he already accomplished his goal, and it's kind of troublesome to fight an Uzumaki who has, like, chakra sealing chains and, like, the Rasengan. She's not, like, gonna be a pushover, and he's still trying to do the Konoha Crush plan, so I could see him just trying to get out of there. So maybe Kabuto meets up with him, and they're like, we gotta get out of here. And she's like, oh, hell no.
I like where you're going with that. But before like all that stuff happens, that's perfect. She's actually fighting him. She traps him with chains, goes to land the Rasengan, but she misses. And then like Orochimaru starts mocking her, beating her up and being like, this is the difference between a Sannin and you. And then like what ends up happening is she gets angry and goes like, you tried like to hurt my brother. And like the Nine Tail starts like seeping out a bit. But as that happens, Orochimaru's like, how about we save this for later? And like he disappears. And then like she's just like, she's there and she's just like, damn you. And she punches the ground, leaving a crater behind.
Yo, I like that. That sounds good. I think during this fight is when Gaara would be going around killing people as well. So Gaara would have been killing off other combatants because there's no one to stop him. Anko wasn't really like compassionate and didn't really care. I don't think Harumi would like go out of her way to stop Gaara or anything, but I do think he would kill more people actually, because she's not watching. So there'd be no like, because an Anko in the original was going around and watching the Sand Trio. So like he wasn't trying to make himself obvious for his hatred to the Leaf. So I don't know. I think he'd actually kill more contestants. What do you think?
I do get what you're saying, but honestly, let's just keep it the same for time's sake. Do you get what I'm saying? And here's my real question. Does Harumi help Naruto's group back to the Chunin Tower, since what they just went through was like completely like not part of it? No? Okay.
I think she would have immediately after the fight for Orochimaru, she'd be like, I gotta report this. Like I gotta let people know what's going on. So I think she'd obviously have to know about Orochimaru.
Right.
If she's been a Jonin, like Kakashi knew about Orochimaru, you know? So I think she'd probably report immediately to the Hokage, like leaving the selection like how Anko did after her fight with Orochimaru. So Harumi would report back to the Hokage and being like, Hiruzen, he's here. Like your student who hates you and has experimented on dead corpses is here. Like I just fought the Snake Sannin.
What's interesting,
he called himself a Sannin.
What's interesting,
because he called himself
himself Sannin. But what's interesting is, even though she informs them, and it could be like a cooler scene because we actually care about Harumi, the interesting thing here is that Naruto's awake. He doesn't get the seal thing done, so he's there to help Sakura with getting past. So like, do they like rest because of the fact that Sasuke is knocked out, or does Naruto like decide to go to the Chunin Tower? That's the question that we have to answer. And I think either way, it doesn't really matter. But like we can cover it like slightly. I think that either way, Naruto goes to the tower where there's nothing to cover. But if Naruto stays behind,
does Kabuto meet them, or does he flee with Orochimaru?
I think that I did like what you were saying with like the Kabuto stuff, but I think Orochimaru just leaves. Do you get what I'm saying? By himself. So Kabuto, I really didn't like the Kabuto section where he was with them. Honestly, I really disliked it. I just want to.
The whole point of that was for him to analyze and check on Sasuke.
I get what you're saying, but that was just, dude. It felt like filler, dude. It was garbage.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So let's cut that out. Let's say
anyway,
let's say that because Naruto's awake, he's able to help Sakura heal up Sasuke, and Naruto's actually awake to see when Sasuke like wakes up and goes crazy. But I think that Naruto and Lee will be able to put up a really good fight against the Sound Genin, and so they'll probably be able to do really decently well. But eventually Lee gets caught off guard, Naruto starts losing, and then Sasuke wakes up and just destroys them.
Yeah, I agree. And Naruto would actually see it this time too, which didn't happen in the original. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be like a parallel to when Naruto came and saved Sasuke.
That would be, but Naruto would also see how unstable he is, so he'd be like low key like scared of Sasuke, and then eventually we would get the 1v1 battles, Naruto versus Kiba. But like, let's be honest, this is not something we have to talk about, nor is it important to the plot line. Naruto obviously wins. So now it's just what happens during the 1 month of training, because Naruto's not just gonna let what happened to Hinata slide, and now Naruto's actually gonna be able to train with Jiraiya, meet him. But it's not just Naruto. Harumi is actually going to be involved in this stuff, and it's going to be making for really cool scenes where it's like she asks him like, so where have you been all this time? Like, you think you can just come in out of nowhere and act like you're a part of our lives? Do you get what I'm saying?
That's my question is, well, we talked about this before, like, does she know Jiraiya? And I think the answer is no, because he didn't really come back to the Leaf.
Yeah, he's literally gone for like 13 years.
I could see her knowing about Jiraiya because of pictures of him with Minato. And I could like, but I don't think they would have met each other. So I could see him being a total asshole actually, and so he would come in and try and like start training Naruto with Naruto like, well, not training him, but basically Naruto would have left Abizu, Kakashi had dumped him on, and then Jiraiya he would have found and decided he wanted him to teach him. I could see her seeing Naruto leaving with Jiraiya and being like, and who's this? And then Jiraiya would turn around seeing her and be like, oh, Kushi, Harumi, right? And he'd be trying not to reveal that he had been taking Naruto to like spy on girls. And I could see her and Jiraiya having like this, like almost like how Tsunade acts with Jiraiya, where she's like, you're not going to be an influence on him. Like, there's no way I'm letting you take him. And I could see like a struggle going on where she doesn't trust him because he was basically gone.
Oh, where now instead of just immediately getting into the training, let's say Harumi's like, you're not going, and so she's the one who like trains Naruto for a bit, but eventually we get some scenes with Jiraiya and her where like he's like trying to like explain things.
This would be a good arc to like talk about like her issues with Jiraiya. She'd be like, where were you when my father was fighting the Nine Tails? Like where was my father's master during his darkest hour? I was there. Where were you? And basically like kind of holding a grudge that one of the Sannin who she had just fought like his other Sannin before was out basically being a bum. And she's like, I can't trust you with Naruto. So maybe they have like a mock fight or something and Jiraiya wins and she just lets Naruto go.
I don't know about like mock fight. I get where you're going, and that was perfect. What you were saying with like the resentment is exactly what I was going for. But what I'm going to be saying happens is sort of a thing where like there's scenes where they like talk about things and Jiraiya has like a heart to heart with her where he says like, you know, you're right. Like I should have been there more, but like, let me be here now. And after, you know, like talking to her and like talking things over, Naruto finally is able to train with him. And, you know, she even like hangs out with him a little bit and says, don't like make him a pervert like you. And then, you know, like there's like a scene where like she's like, I'm serious. Oh, and then also it could be a really cool plot thread to say like she fought Orochimaru, and Jiraiya gets serious and he's like, you didn't fight Orochimaru, he toyed with you. And then like she's like, oh, you know, like you think I didn't know that, And after that, the 1 month of training is over. Naruto obviously like, wait, does Naruto just learn toad summoning and like chakra control this time? No, he knows that stuff.
I could see him begging. to
learn the Rasengan. To learn the Rasengan. You're right.
Because of what he saw in the Forest of Death.
So instead of wasting his time, bro, it almost felt like a waste of time. Every time that Naruto trained with Jiraiya, it felt like a waste of time.
He definitely would be begging him. He'd be like, I saw her use this awesome jutsu. And he would like hold his hand out and talk about what he saw when she was fighting her before he left. He was like, right as I was leaving, she used this huge ball of chakra and I could see it. It was crazy. And he'd be like, oh, the Rasengan, huh? Guess Kakashi must have taught her that. And then Jiraiya would be like, well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to teach you, but there's no way you'll master it in just under a month before the exams.
And then he does.
Why don't I teach you? Yeah.
And then he does. Bro,
I could see him not telling her about it, and then maybe he's going to use it during the exam.
dude, instead of hitting Neji with an uppercut, like I mean, would he even have to like set it up that way? What would Naruto have access to chakra chains?
Of the kunai?
Chakra chains. Would Naruto gain access to like some sort of chakra? Bro, think about it. Naruto was has been being taught things by his sister Harumi this whole time. There's no way.
He never had the talent.
I know. There's
it.
no, but like he's an Uzumaki.
But his hair is not red.
Bro, shut up. Her hair is not red either.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, I don't know. I don't think sealing jutsu like matches his character very well.
I get what you're saying.
Just because
I respect
he
it.
barely even uses them even after the fact, like after he learns it all.
Yeah.
My thought is that the Rasengan would be the main benefit from the month of training. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I was only suggesting the chakra
maybe
chains.
multi-shadow clones.
Yeah, he'll definitely have that by this point because she'll like teach him like higher like a jutsu like that for just to help him. Because obviously she was training him a bit because she refused to like let him go with Jiraiya, so she taught him something, which could be the multi-shadow clone.
I don't know. Maybe. I think it makes more sense for Naruto to be struggling with doing like the Rasengan, even though he has better chakra control. And maybe Jiraiya would be like, maybe there's another way you can do it. And he like shows him how he can use shadow clones to manipulate his chakra. And maybe it would be Jiraiya's idea, since he's also like a combat genius. He'd be like, if I teach you this jutsu first, you might be able to actually accomplish the Rasengan. So
I like that. I like that.
Because Jiraiya has shadow clones, you know?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay, that's actually really, really good. So my only thing for bringing up the chakra chains was just mainly due to the fact that, like, how does Naruto even hit Neji with the Rasengan? Like, Neji is a taijutsu combatant. Do you get what I'm saying?
Hear me out. So everything is the same at the fight. So the fight starts and Naruto is getting whooped by Neji at first with his chakra points getting sealed. Everything until he hits the Nine-Tails seal. And Harumi would be the first one to recognize it, along with Sasuke, who had seen it before. They'd be standing up, like looking as like it's the Nine-Tails, and like all the Hokage and the higher people in the stands would also be whispering about it being the Nine-Tails power. At this point, Neji would be like, "What is that?" Seeing the chakra, right? And do you remember the scene like where Naruto gets blasted into the ground and then uses the uppercut? It's with him running full speed with a kunai at Neji, who's doing the spinning like attack. This time it's a Rasengan instead of a kunai.
Oh, okay. Does the Rasengan not land basically?
My thought is that Neji would directly hit the Rasengan, which causes this massive explosion of dust, and basically would cause that same disorientation to give Naruto the chance to use the multi-shadow clone jutsu.
Okay. I get where you're going with it, and I like that. The only thing is, it's like, does Naruto even land? I think that what would be kind of cool is Naruto busts out the jutsu, but he's unable to land it. And then he still knocks Neji out with the uppercut, fueled by the power of the Nine-Tails, which leads him to a victory. And like, Harumi's just stunned. Like, she's watching from the stands and she's like, when did he? And she looks at Jiraiya, who like, would Jiraiya? Yeah. No, Jiraiya's not there because he wasn't there to help Hiruzen. So she's just,
he was not there.
She's just thinking of Jiraiya and she's like, Jiraiya, like, why'd you teach him that? But then she smiles. And she's
until Sasuke pulls out the Chidori later.
Nah, like, I think that she would straight up be like, Jiraiya, of course you taught him that. He's not ready for it. Yeah. But then like she sees like that Naruto's able to do it and she just smiles. She's like, you know, better now than never. As from here, like the battle between Sasuke and Gaara happens and she's like stunned. She's like, he learned that? And she looks at Kakashi and she's like, what the heck?
What is wrong with you?
She's like, why are these kids having these abilities? And then after that, Sasuke goes into the forest and stuff like that. And what would be sort of interesting is that, dude, Harumi could actually help Hiruzen fight the Hokage because she's there. Or she could help Kakashi and Might Guy with the fodder ninjas. Or she could go help Naruto and Sasuke with dealing with Gaara because she understands how much of a threat.
Here's my thought.
What do you think?
I think that she would initially intend to go with like either Hiruzen or Kakashi. Probably Kakashi and Guy, since she's closer with them and she's not really a fan of Hiruzen based off of like his policies and what he's done since her like the passing of the fourth. My thought though is that Kakashi, after seeing the One-Tails is Gaara, would tell her because she is the best sealing jutsu. Until Yamato's introduced, she would have the best chance of sealing the Nine-Tails or any other Jinchuriki. So I could see when Sasuke and Naruto go after Gaara into the forest, Kakashi would be like, get out of here, and he'd be like, go take care of the One-Tails. Like, she'd be on the tail of them. You know what I mean?
Where like she at first starts helping Kakashi, and then she's eventually told to go. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. This means that the battle.
So I could see her arriving. Oh my god, I have such a good scene.
Tell me.
Xehther, I'm cooking right now. So when Naruto uses the Toad summoning, because it's not really that hard, like he would get it, you know? And turns it into the Nine Tails, she would arrive at the scene, and instead of doing anything, she would have like a PTSD attack. Like she'd see it and just like fall to the ground, being like, "No way! Did it break out? Is it out?" And she'd be like freaking out. And then she'd see Naruto like it detransform and take out the One Tails, and like this huge sigh of relief would come over her, and she'd be the ones to pick up
dude,
Naruto
that's
and Sasuke.
sick. Like she doesn't see him summon, like he does the summoning, but she arrives to see the Nine Tails. Bro, that is fresh. And then like she like after everything is said and done, she just smiles, like realizing like Naruto's growing up, he's getting stronger, and like she's like, you know, maybe he doesn't need me to protect him so much. So she like backs off from like being like that like big sister to him.
It's defensive. Yeah, I can see
that would be such a cool thing. Naruto also taught no jutsu's Gaara, and this would eventually lead us into the Hiruzen funeral, which, you know, isn't a big deal, which then leads us to the search for Tsunade arc.
Low-key good riddance.
Yeah. Search for Tsunade arc, which once we get to this point, it's like
it starts because of dude, you gotta talk about Itachi coming to the village though.
Oh yeah, Harumi would be there. Bro, Harumi would be there. That's crazy. Yo, what would happen?
Kakashi, she would have a vendetta after what he did to Kakashi.
Bro. I could see her like straight up like being there and being like, why'd you do that to Sasuke? You know, like just like looking down on Itachi, being like, you couldn't be there for your younger brother. You couldn't do what I do.
Yeah.
Like I had to watch him, and like he turned off from our family.
That sounds fire.
You know what I mean? Like
I think she takes Kurenai's place.
Yeah.
So
no. I think Kurenai like happens to her because like that's just like, bro, that's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Like we're not discussing that.
Oh yeah.
She's getting like reverse. She's getting the Uno reverse card.
Xehther has a hate boner for Kurenai.
Bro, I don't have a hate boner. It's just like one of those things where it's like, dude, like Itachi reversing that thing on her is just such an iconic scene. You can't get rid of that.
But come on, man. What did she do to deserve it? She did nothing.
It's a cool scene. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
All right.
Okay.
So
what do you think happens? I really want you to no. So, actually, no, that's true. Obviously, she has an encounter, but she's not strong enough to deal with Itachi alone. She sees Kakashi get infinite like Tsukiyomi'd, and I could say like, oh, you know, maybe Itachi like says something, but
if he used it on her, I could see it not working because of Kurama with the Nine Tails.
I don't know. I think that Tsukiyomi does work. Naruto's been placed under Genjutsus countless times by Sasuke.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. It has to be perfect Jinchuriki.
Exactly.
Work, right?
So what I'm thinking happens here is that, you know, she sees Kakashi get taken down, and she's like, I can't believe you became like I can't believe this is how you turned out. And she's like, I'm glad you're not around for Sasuke or something like that.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then she's like,
do you think he uses it on her?
Like he wouldn't use it on her. He wouldn't use it on her. He would just stay silent and like beat her up.
If he did though, it would really drive Naruto to actually try and fight Itachi later when he's with Jiraiya to try and save Kakashi and her with Tsunade.
Yo,
like Naruto would have way more motivation to get Tsunade to come back.
Yo, that bro,
you know?
I get what you're saying. Naruto wouldn't even have a clue that happened when it's with his first encounter with Itachi. But if she is hit with the Tsukiyomi, which low key, like it makes sense, but then it doesn't. Itachi doesn't have that much chakra.
He would know. He would know because when he's at the hotel, he didn't know when he left, but he would know because he would be bringing Tsunade back to be the next Hokage. But when Sasuke arrives, he would tell him, Kakashi Sensei and your sister were taken down by this guy. Like he would know. He'd be like, what? Like there's like. I could see that being a
okay. I like that. You know? So let's definitely have her be like taken out, and like it's just one of those things where after like Kakashi's taken out and she like says a remark to Itachi, and she's like, "I'm glad you're not around." Like Itachi gets like low key, not like upset, but he also places her under a genjutsu because she just doesn't stop. Like she keeps coming at him, and then like he's like, "Kisame, let's go." So they disappear. Naruto eventually finds himself in the hotel. Itachi and Kisame arrive. Naruto has all. The situation. What happened? Sorry.
Something else we should point out is because they're after the Nine Tails. Do they know that she possesses the Nine Tails?
Oh, they do know.
The whole reason they do
know.
That's the question. Is if they know that she has the Nine Tails, there's no reason for, like, Itachi in the original could say that they had to leave because of Jiraiya. So if Jiraiya being there, like, like, why do they
My
leave
guy
when they
could
have
access
half
the gates
Nine-Tails right
after
there?
seeing her get knocked out. Instead of having it,
think
he
he
has
has
to.
to.
He literally can't let that happen. So he straight up taps into the 7th gate, and he's able to push them back. And Itachi can't fully defeat him because
I could say
he's
be
low
like,
on
"We have to
chakra.
get out of
He's
here,
low
or
on
we're
chakra
gonna-
because
yeah,
he used
we-
the second
using
Tsukiyomi.
the
Exactly. And then
Yeah, that
Kisame
sounds
already
good.
got beat by 7th gate guy. So it's like, he definitely is able to use that.
That makes sense.
Okay, so now they're back in the hotel. Itachi Kisame arrived. That whole thing goes the same as it does in the original. Naruto being even as strong as he is now doesn't change anything. Sure, he could try this or try that, but he's not doing a thing to Itachi and Kisame. So Sasuke, Itachi, that whole scene happens. And eventually, after all is said and done,
You don't possess enough hatred,
Yeah.
Sasuke.
after all that is said and done,
just too weak.
and Mike Guy would actually end up arriving on the scene. He would like take Sasuke.
Wait, Mike Guy?
Yeah, Mike Guy arrives and he takes Sasuke back to the Leaf Village. Yeah. So, but anyways, Mike Guy would arrive, but like Itachi would like, or Mike Guy would be the one to tell Naruto, not Sasuke, because Sasuke gets Tsukiyomi'd as well.
Yeah.
So Tsukiyomi goes back to the, he goes back to the village. Naruto actually ends up staying, and he's told by Mike Guy that like they need Tsunade. So now Naruto not only wants her to come, wants Tsunade to come back because of that, but he needs his sister to be healed. So Naruto's like practically begging her. Like, would he still even?
I could see him being more irrational than he was in the original. Like, he was pissed with Kakashi and Sasuke being under it, and he was like, "You're gonna come back, and you're not gonna make fun of the Hokage." Like, he didn't like her talking shit about the position. He'd be even more personally attacked because in the original he just wanted to be Hokage. Like, he had no personal connection to it. This time she's mocking like what his dad, like the reason his dad died, and like if she doesn't come back, then his sister's kind of screwed. So I could see him saying like, "Let's go right now. If I win, you're gonna come back."
Oh,
with
and
us."
the thing is,
And
what's interesting is that she
has no
said that
Rasengan.
if he lands one hit, Naruto's gonna land a hit. He's at least strong enough to land a hit without it even being the Rasengan. He won't land that on her. She's not gonna let that happen. But her seeing the Rasengan is gonna make her like have belief in Naruto, which, like makes her maybe like stagger a bit. The Rasengan is just a diversion. Naruto would land a punch on her and then she loses. But before, like, as Naruto lands the blow, she gets mad and like hits him back. And then she's like, "Oh, go back." And Naruto's like knocked out.
Yeah, I could see that being the case. The only other thing, like, I don't want to like stay on this too long since we have the Sasuke retrieval arc to cover and how that's going. But would Naruto, like, what happens with the necklace and like the backstory with Dan and her younger brother? Because there's a big parallel between Tsunade and Naruto now, because Naruto's older sister kind of has a similar relationship with like how Tsunade did, with them both being like the grandkids of the first Hokage and her being the older sister. I could see like Naruto saying, like, "You don't understand the burden of being a Hokage. You don't," and he's like, "I'm gonna teach." Yeah, so I could see him being really like attacked. Like,
Okay.
and so when she said, like, offers the first Hokage's necklace, he's like, "I don't want it." Like, he's like, "I don't want to ever be the Hokage." He's like, I'm gonna be strong enough to protect everyone without sacrificing my." Like, I could see him pushing for that.
Okay, I really like where you're going with this. So continuing forward with the story, we obviously have the Sasuke retrieval arc to go for. After Sasuke wakes up from the hospital, does he still challenge Naruto because he's like, "Oh, like I'm all inferior, da 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 da"? I'm not sure if he does, because this time he doesn't see Naruto as like the weakling, but like a genuine like rival. So it's like, but I do still think he challenges him, but without those same reasons. Kakashi still talk no jutsus him, which eventually leads him to like think about things clearly, but we know how Sasuke is. He's still gonna go for the power, and ultimately that would lead to the situation with like the Sasuke retrieval team going.
Sound 4.
Yeah.
The Sound 4.
And nothing changes.
I don't think Harumi goes
until Harumi definitely doesn't go with. Let's say that she's still like not getting healed, because that wouldn't work.
Well, Kakashi didn't go with because he was still being healed. Like, they weren't fully recovered yet.
Oh, they weren't?
The reason Sasuke left was because the Sound Force stuck him in a pot and took him with him. Yeah, like they were still resting. Like, Sasuke wasn't prepared, ready to fight until he literally like got to the final valley. Remember?
Oh, that's
like, he was
true.
sitting in the little pot.
Okay, that makes
I
sense.
could see like.
So
I think she would heal before Kakashi though, because of the
she's a
Nine-Tails and, like,
Uzumaki, so it's like, come on now.
Maybe, oh my god, I have such a good
What?
idea. Hear me out. Maybe, so this is kind of skipping. You know, I think most of the fights would go the same, like with Jirobo and like the twins Sakon and Ukon and like Tatsuya and them, until the Kimimaru fight. Maybe she would show up earlier because Kakashi got there after to pick up Naruto after he was unconscious. I could see her going and fighting Kimimaru. With Lee.
She would definitely arrive and be the one that fights Kimimaru. Dude, that's sick. And it's funny because they'd probably low-key be like evenly matched. Like even with the Curse Mark 2. So that would be like a really good fight. And like, you know, like maybe instead of like Kimimaru's about to kill her, like Kimimaru and her like in the midst of battle, and like as they're both about to land like
That's
two
when
attacks.
Gaara and Lee show
no,
up.
Gaara would still arrive, but that wouldn't matter. They're both about to land attacks, and then like Kimimaru just stops, and like she lands her attack,
And just dies.
and like he dies, and she lands her attack, and she's like, "You were strong," and then like she realized, she's like, "Oh wait, Naruto, right?" So
Did you just use a Sukuna
she's
line?
what? Sukuna?
Did you just use a Sukuna line?
Did I don't watch Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah. Oh no! You just hit him with Kimimaru with Sukuna's. You were strong line to Jogo. It's funny. Anyway, let's continue.
Okay, hold on. We got to take a break, weeb.
A little water break.
Just like a break, just like a break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, me and that one weeb actually ended up taking a break after that little talk that we were having about what happens between Himari, or I was about to say Himawari, dude. What the heck? I forgot her name.
You mean
we took a
Harumi.
10-minute break, and I
It's
forgot her
Harumi.
break. I forgot her break. I forgot her name. It's been 10 minutes, dude. That's crazy.
Xehther is ready for a nap.
Dude, I'm ready for like to end this video, guys. I'm so sorry. We've been working on this video for so long. Like it's been like 3 hours, guys. I'm sorry. But anyways, okay, continuing on with the story. Now we're going to be getting into the actual battle between Naruto and Sasuke. And the interesting thing here is that the battle itself isn't really going to be changing that much. I mean, obviously Sasuke and Naruto both are more powerful ninjas, but their arsenals aren't really going to be changing like that. Like it's not like Naruto's learned the flying Raijin, or Sasuke got the Mangekyo early, or Naruto has some sort of crazy reincarnation power up like he does in most of my videos. Because of the fact that this is like a plot story, it's not going to be changing in the aspects that you guys are used to. And instead, it's actually going to be the plot threads, like what happens, the conversations, the flashbacks. That's going to be the real changers to the story. And because I have a hot potato in my hand and I don't know what to do with it, I'm going to toss it to Weeb.
Oh god. Okay. So, like Xehther was just talking about, I'm sure you guys are tired of me saying that by this point, but thanks for sticking with us. This entire portion of the fight, which would end with like getting into the Sasuke retrieval arc, like we talked about, we discussed a little bit with Harumi versus Kimimaru, and transitioning into Naruto versus Sasuke, would kind of be similar, because the biggest differences from her presence in Naruto's life is his control over his abilities and his knowledge of the Nine Tails and his like family situation, which changes a lot of his outlooks on life. So instead of the ideology that Naruto has being that he's going to bring Sasuke back to the village because he's like his only true friend, he's like a brother to him and he has no one else who understands him, with Naruto saying that we're the same and Sasuke saying he doesn't understand him. In this timeline, I think Naruto would be more understanding and kind of agree with the original Sasuke, because Harumi had told him like that he had lost like everything. Like Naruto still had that older sibling figure that Itachi was to Sasuke. So in this fight, I can see Sasuke being like, I don't belong here. Like I need to get stronger. I have to avenge them. And he's like, you have no control because you never had your parents, like they weren't ever there. Mine were taken from me. And Naruto would be like, he'd be like, I understand. He's like, I know what it's like. And basically this talk no jutsu just wouldn't work. So I think the fight.
And one thing that I think could happen, low-key, I just got an idea. So Sasuke's telling him, like, you don't know what you're talking about. You didn't lose everything. You didn't have your family ripped away from you. Yeah. And Naruto's just like, I did. I knew your mom. I knew your dad. You think that it didn't hurt me to lose them as much, like it did for you? Maybe not as much, Sasuke, but it hurt me as well. And you're not just running away from the village to get stronger. You're running away from your friends, Sasuke. I didn't lose. Like he's talking, and then Sasuke's like, shut up.
You're like, shut up.
And Naruto looks at him and
did your sister kill your parents in front of your eyes?
And then Naruto just like stays silent. He's like, you're walking away from everybody who risked their lives to get you back to the village. All for what? So you could kill Itachi? You think I don't want to kill him? He put my sister under the genjutsu that put her unconscious for weeks. Yeah. You think I don't want to get revenge against him? Sasuke, why do you have to carry this burden alone? We could both do it together.
Naruto, you
come back to the village.
Me.
We can both come back.
The village is weak, Naruto. They just hold me back.
Yeah,
I can't
literally.
belong there.
Bro, the fact that bro, that's literally what Sasuke would do, bro, with a slightly higher pitched voice.
You and your friends.
He's like, you and your friends, like, I'm cutting all ties. And then like they get into the fight.
And
obviously the fight's gonna be different because like
hate. I thought about that for weeks on what that meant, and I just realized it's because of you, Naruto. You're the only attachment I have left to that damn village. You're all that's tying me down. So I'm cutting you loose. And then the fight starts. We get that Sasuke, Naruto, you know?
Naruto! Hold on. Bro, we're two people. All right, you're going to yell out Naruto and I'm going to yell out Sasuke, all right? We got to do it for the one time. And then we get the battle where they start and they go,
Naruto!
Sasuke! Bro, that's funny. We're able to do that now without having to do both. That's pretty cool. But anyways, point is they get into the fight, and the fight would definitely be a little bit like different because like Naruto has his arsenal and the way he fights is a little different due to the fact that like
he's more cautious because he's like he understands like ninja combat and how it actually works. So
exactly. So he's actually going to be able to keep up with Sasuke a little bit easier when he doesn't have his Sharingan activated. But once Sasuke starts activating his stuff, what?
So at first Naruto would be probably staying back, like using his shadow clones, which he learned from Jiraiya, the last arc, to attack Sasuke, and Sasuke would just be dogging the shadow clones like in the original. It's at this point when he switches up with the Sharingan, he could easily tell who the original is, and he pushes and pursues Naruto into close combat. Is I think when we see like a good taijutsu fight, like we see Sasuke and Naruto getting like kind of up close and personal, you know.
I think that it'd be cool if we because that's exclusive Obito and Kakashi scene where like they're fighting as a kids and it's like similar. Yeah, so they have the fight, but ultimately what it turns into is just like a back and forth thing until eventually we would get to the climax of the fight, which is just like the Rasengan versus the Onyx Chidori. Like, let me just stop.
You mean
the Onyx Chidori
Rasengan?
Is the coolest attack in the world.
Vermilion
it is
Rasengan
insane.
Is pretty
bro, the
cool.
Vermilion Rasengan is cool.
Come on.
But bro, black and white lightning, bro, are you kidding me?
Look, I'm just saying
that is sick.
It's hard to like the Onyx Chidori when Sasuke has Kirin. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you're saying, bro, but like, I just love the way black and white lightning looks. Right. It's just like my thing. You get what I'm saying?
I got
But what's it called? Yeah, that's true, bro. I wish Sasuke would have like kept his curse mark abilities. Imagine if Sasuke fought in the Valley of the End, like. That's what I'm saying. Like he should have kept that ability, dude. Because imagine their final clash was another like Vermilion one and like Onyx Chidori, bro. That would have been sick, bro. Like Kishimoto what's up with him? But anyways, that's not the point. Point is Naruto still loses, and you guys might be like, yo, but like Naruto had more training this time around, and Look, Naruto still is petty, and he still ends up doing what he did in the original. Yep. And Sasuke still wins because of that. So what pretty much ends up going down after this is Sasuke would leave the village, unfortunately, and this would eventually just lead to what's it called? This would eventually lead to what's her name? I'm blanking. Please, I need help.
Tsunade?
What's
Sakura,
her name?
Harumi?
Dude? What is her name? No, Harumi. Dude, I forget. Like I'm bad with names.
Xehther has dementia. What does Xehther have?
The thing
dementia
is,
and Alzheimer's?
dude, bro. Sasuke might not leave the village. Bro, Harumi was rushing there.
Well, here's the thing. Sasuke and Naruto's fight happened, and then hours later, Kakashi shows up and takes Naruto back. The question is,
I get what you're saying,
that Kimimaru
but the fact that Naruto
is going to like die faster than the original. That's the question.
No, let's say that he dies like around the same time. Because if he dies around the same time, that length of the battle and the length of the battle between Naruto and Sasuke, like it low-key like adds up to the point where where it genuinely makes more sense for Harumi to arrive right as they're like in the middle of their Onyx Chidori, and like maybe like a little bit after, you know, when like Sasuke's looking at Naruto and Naruto's unconscious. Like, does Harumi arrive and see Sasuke?
Maybe
and
she
like,
arrives and she sees Sasuke standing there like over Naruto, and she's watching as like Sasuke's deciding to kill Naruto or not. Remember that? And then when she gets like like runs out to save him, we could see Sasuke like look up quickly and then turn and flee, and she has to choose, does she check on her brother or does she go after Sasuke? And that's the question.
Oh, I like that. That way he still escapes, and it's not. I was thinking that what could happen is like before that happens, like she talks to Sasuke.
This would be such a good point.
What if she talks to Sasuke?
Because she says to him in the like when they're kids, she's like, I'll be here for you, like how Mikoto was for her and Itachi. And when it came down to it, she didn't choose him. She didn't choose him over like Naruto. Like they weren't the same to her. So he can like kind of hold that to her when in Shippuden, which would prove like Itachi was ultimately like the sibling that loved him, you know, like when that comes up later. I don't know.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I don't know if like it perfectly works, but I get where you're going.
Like if you
and I like the general idea.
Yeah, you're just. I don't hear you messing.
Where it's
with
like
it,
it's like.
That's all.
That's what I'm saying, because I like the general premise. I don't know if it's one of those things where it's like let him cook, but I get what you're saying though. Like I really, really do. What I was thinking could happen is like she speaks to Sasuke and says, "Really, you're just gonna leave us like that?" And Sasuke's like, "Leave you guys? You're not my family." And then she's like, "Yes, we are." And she's like, "You pushed us away." And then like I don't know, because like if she talks to him like
there's
does
no
that
way he
like does that stop her from like
she's
there's no way he
Jonin.
escapes.
Like, she's a Jonin at least around where Kushina was. I don't think it's possible for him to escape unless someone helps him. So I think it's better he sees her and just immediately dips, and she has to pick if she chases him or checks on Naruto. That makes the most sense to me.
Maybe she like starts like chasing him, but then like she turns back to see Naruto and she's like, I can't. Yeah. And she like runs back.
Yeah.
And then she like just doesn't say anything to Naruto. And she's like, yeah, like I found you unconscious. She like doesn't tell him.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be a plot thread where like eventually Naruto finds out that she chose to save him over chasing after Sasuke, and he could be mad at her for like a little bit. You know, I don't know.
See that.
It's just an idea.
I could see it being like relevant. Yeah, I see it. That sounds good.
You get what I'm saying? Like there's a bit of tension between the both of them, and then like maybe they make up
the question is when would he find out? I would imagine it would be during the 5 Kage Summit. That's my guess.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say. And then because of that tension between him and his sister, there's like tension between them, which finally would be resolved during like the final battle when they both have to work together.
It's that tension is left right before the war starts, and then Naruto, because Naruto doesn't have control over the Nine Tails and he doesn't have sealing abilities. Here's the question. Well, we're not there yet, but we'll have to eventually answer. Is she also sent to Turtle Island to control the Nine Tails? Or is she kept on the field because she can seal the
I think she would be. I think she would be, and it's not even a matter of like, could she sense the 10 tails? If Naruto was sent over there and he was that strong, she's gonna be sent there. And I think that it has to happen.
Yeah.
Because if not, she's never gonna be able to master the power of the Nine Tails. So it's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
But I like where we're going with the story.
We gotta
and now we can cover the time skip. Yeah, now we can cover the time skip. I'm sorry, guys. Sadly, Naruto still has to train with Jiraiya, so he's gonna get a wardrobe upgrade, and that's about it. That's it.
He gets a bigger Rasengan, Xehther. It's really big. Xehther, it's a really big Rasengan.
It's a really big Rasengan.
They make it
like it'd be cool if we said
bigger.
like, oh, he learned Sage Mode. But it's like, bro, like this is not like what if fanficky as much as I'd like it to be. So he's not learning that.
Look, man.
It would be kind of cool to see Naruto come back to the village. Dude, what if he also takes his sister?
I don't know. That's the thing is
What,
like,
bro, what do you
why would
think?
she go with is the question. Like, why would, what justifies her leaving her, like her duties?
Yeah, no, I think that she would stay just because she's like
Bro.
that last arc with the Gaara. She ended up like deciding to let Naruto grow on his own.
Yeah, I agree. I think it kind of goes against the character we've been building for her. I think she would stay, and I think her and Kakashi and Sakura would be a temporary Team 7. I don't know. What do you think?
That I don't know about temporary Team 7, but I see like where maybe she goes on a mission with them.
The question is,
but
does
ultimately she's
Sakura
gonna go on
train with
missions.
Tsunade?
Yeah, 100%. She's still gonna be training with Tsunade. It would be kind of interesting if we like had it where like his sister trains with Tsunade, but like nothing has been building towards that at all.
I don't think it would make sense for that either. Honestly, like the only person in the village that it would make sense for her to even train with at all would probably be Kakashi, but he doesn't teach anyone anything except Sasuke. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think,
but I mean, like he's been with her, training her since she was young. So it's like, what else can she really learn from him?
Get? I think she probably.
So she doesn't get a major amp.
No,
she doesn't get a dude. What would she like low key learn a little bit more about controlling the Nine Tails? Maybe we could have that be the thing. Where like the only thing that way she still stay
is Jiraiya.
That way she stays stronger than Naruto. Ah. Yeah, because oh, you're right.
So I don't think she could literally, like, the only thing maybe is like, I don't think Jiraiya would give her the key to the Nine Tails yet because like she hasn't displayed any interest for one in using the Nine Tails power while Naruto has used it. And like, I don't know. I think Jiraiya would probably think that they're not ready for it yet. My guess is that when Naruto will get the key later, is when she'll get a bit of an amp because she'll start actually using the Nine Tails power, like in general, you know?
Okay, I can see where we're going with this. Eventually, they do return to the Leaf Village, and once this does happen, Naruto still would go on that Kazekage Gaara mission. It's here that like sadly a lot of stuff really doesn't start changing just because unfortunately Naruto doesn't get a significant power amp from training with Jiraiya where it's like, oh, you know, like he learns access to the Nine Tails, like now he's like really proficient with it, and that doesn't happen. Oh, what if he learns he doesn't even get Sage mode. So it's like this first arc in the story is the same unless you want to say that his sister goes along with him, but because of the fact that we've been building her up to let Naruto grow up, she doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think she would. And also Jiraiya, his whole thing with Naruto is trying to get him to like accept the Nine Tails power. That's why he almost died during the time skip when he got that huge gash in his chest. I don't think his goal would change. Like you could argue that he'd want her to come with to learn the Nine Tails power, but I don't think she'd even want to. Like she's kind of been built to be averse to the Nine Tails because of like what she's had experienced with her parents' death.
She actually had to watch that whole thing happen.
So it's different than with Naruto. Like Naruto never saw Kurama do it. He doesn't really have a grudge with the Nine Tails like that. Like even though he knows he did it, like Naruto in the war arc doesn't really talk about that. Like he's kind of like forgiving of the Nine Tails, you know? I don't think she would be as
it's
willing
interesting
to do
because
that.
Now Naruto starts. Now we could get into a thing where Naruto slowly starts to surpass his sister because of the fact that he's gonna go learn Sage mode. He's gonna learn the Rasen Shuriken, which is something that like maybe she'll have a part in helping train in.
Yeah.
Where like
I could see her taking Yamato's place and like helping with sealing.
with the steel with her abilities, of course.
When Kakashi goes
what
down,
I'm thinking,
she would take the place, I think, of the captain. What do you think?
Yeah, oh, I like that. Yes, dude, that'd be perfect. So after this mission with the Kazekage, which like, let's be honest, bro, nothing changes. Yeah, what happens next with the timeline? I'm starting to blink out with like what happens.
So after they get back, Kakashi had awakened and had used the Mangekyo Sharingan against Deidara. Deidara escapes Naruto in his three-tailed state, and then they return with Gaara being revived by Granny Chiho and everything basically going back to normal, except for Chiho being dead. And of course, Sasori giving the information about where Orochimaru is going to meet up with one of his agents.
The bridge mission.
To the bridge mission. But before that, Kakashi is down for the count. She has to go with. It's her or Yamato. And I could see her pushing to be the one chosen to be the team captain, interim for Kakashi, because she has experience controlling the Nine Tails. So she would argue that even though he has wood style, she can use the Uzumaki ceiling chains if Naruto is
I don't think at this point she would even have to argue, just because like everybody knows her capabilities. She's a proven ninja. Plus Yamato literally never adds a thing to the story.
No, he doesn't.
I think this is a justified. This is a justified rewrite.
I think Sai would
honestly
come
has
too.
to happen.
Sai would come in.
Sai would come in.
That would be a really interesting like dynamic. I could see Sai calling Naruto's balls tiny, and we would get this like moment of her like when Naruto was a baby and she's like, I wonder if it's the same.
Bro, that's funny. Like she like slowly starts thinking about it, and like she just starts like laughing to herself, and Naruto's like, what? Like I don't think that she would even be like helping Naruto
No,
out.
I think
like,
she'd be
you better fight your own battle.
Yeah, she'd be totally pranking. Like, I think she'd be enjoying Sai's company. I don't know.
Low key, I think so as well. Eventually, once we get to the like bridge section, it's gonna be interesting watching Naruto like freak out with Orochimaru and going crazy because his sister's gonna be there, and it's like she's gonna like she's gonna remember Orochimaru, and it's like
so. Here's
like
the question.
now it's not.
So in the Tenchi Bridge mission, in the original, like in the Grass Village, Yamato uses wood style and then disguises himself as Sasori. And then they like kind of wait. So in this version of events, she would be using the transformation jutsu and meeting up with Kabuto.
Exactly.
So when Kabuto reveals that he's like betraying Sasori for Orochimaru and attacks her, and she would be revealed, they would already have met before because Yamato was new. Like no one had seen him before because he was part of the Brood Anbu. So they would know immediately that this isn't Sasori's form. So I could see him like being more aggressive with her, because there would be no confusion like there was in the original. What I'm getting at is I think Naruto would jump in earlier. Like as soon as she gets attacked, I could see Naruto pushing forward, and then Sai would break off from there with Sakura like getting kicked over the edge. And the same events would happen with Orochimaru appearing. This time, the question is, when Naruto goes berserk, does she like let it happen, or does she try and intervene in the fight, or like what do you think would happen?
I think she lets it happen for the sake of like seeing like what the heck, like this is the power of the Nine Tails for us to get a scene like that. But not only that, but to push Orochimaru back, because like bro, like they haven't grown that much for the 3-year time skip.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying?
Orochimaru be like, Sasuke is much stronger than you.
Yeah. And then like she hears that and she's like, what? And then like eventually we would get to a point where like finally like Orochimaru, like he's the one that backs off, right? He's the one that backs off first and like retreats in this battle.
After he summons the 3 gates using his summoning jutsu, and Naruto blasts through them with the Bijou Dama. That's when,
and then he escapes, right?
He's like, yeah, I'm out of here.
And once that happens, like she's like still like stunned. Like I could have her be like a little stunned, you know, like a little bit. And then she's like, Naruto, like
him on the bird.
Yeah, Naruto would be like getting scared. She would be like a little scared of her brother, but ultimately she would seal the Nine Tails back up using her Uzumaki chains. And then after that would happen, they would end up addressing the situation, rushing towards the area. And dude, the scene where Sasuke would end up like showing them the difference between his power and like seeing the sister. This time he wasn't very vocal, so I doubt he's gonna look at her and be like, like he doesn't care about her. Do you get what I'm saying?
He doesn't care about any of them at that point. Heavy Sasuke,
so he's not gonna say anything.
Air Force energy guy,
straight black Air Force.
That is the coolest version of Sasuke, by the way, hands down.
The best, straight up, dude. Like that's the best outfit he even wore as well, dude. Like that outfit V-neck gave me like, bro.
Like that low V-neck.
That was attractive. And I'm a straight male, but I was attractive. Like
he had some aura. I'm not gonna lie. I agree.
He made me question myself, but that's not the point. Point is, Sasuke still embarrasses the group. I don't see any reason why he doesn't straight up just embarrass them.
No, he would.
And it would shock Naruto. But the thing that we have to cover is we know how Naruto reacts. Harumi would be stunned. She's like, "This is Sasuke." Yeah. Like what kind of monster has she become? And she like wants to say something about like what happened with her letting him go, but she can't because Naruto's there. So ultimately, she tries putting up a fight, and maybe she does decent, but if Yamato couldn't do anything, maybe she can't.
I don't think
there's too much shock factor. There's too much unpredictability for Sasuke.
Is I could see her like getting upset when here's the thing. When
he places Naruto under Genjutsu.
Yeah, when Naruto's under Genjutsu and he's about to use Kirin, I could see her like thinking of if she should use the Nine Tails. Like I could see her like thinking of loosening the seal on the Nine Tails with her like the chakra.
And she's like, I need to use the ability. But then Orochimaru stops it.
Cold, though. Hear me out.
That would be
so.
He
puts his hand on Naruto's shoulder, and he's like, it's been a while, and then just speed blitzes them. And she wouldn't have even sensed it, so all 4 of them, Sai, Sasuke, Sai, Naruto, Sakura, and Harumi would just be shocked, like you said. Everything is pretty normal until instead of Naruto's Nine Tails being like what he shuts down the bubbles, like he goes in and says, so this is the Nine Tails. I think it's Harumi's. So she would lose, because Naruto had just used the Nine Tails power. So she wouldn't want him to use it again. So when Sasuke's like clearly this much above them, I could see her like willing, after seeing Naruto's power with it, to tap into the Nine Tails. So she loosens the chakra chains, and he's like, oh, you're finally going to rely on me, huh? And as she's loosening the seal, we see like the tailed cloak coming out. Sasuke would just stare at her and use the 3 Tomoe and pop like the bubbles of Kurama and just like make Kurama go back to sleep. And that's where we get the comment about Madara Uchiha. You know?
Dude, I like that, because now it's like we've already seen the scene where it happens to Naruto. It happens to her. The circumstances fit perfectly, and then obviously we get the scene with Orochimaru stopping Sasuke, which
I think it's
good. Very, very cool.
I think it's very cool, and it also clearly places how powerful Sasuke is, because she has more control over the Nine Tails than Naruto does. So
I like that. Okay, jumping back into more stuff though, what happens after this? Because after this in the timeline, they return to the village to find out that Asuma straight up died, right?
Yeah.
Or am I wrong?
Well, they get back, and it's not like they get back and they find out he died. They return after this with, for one, Sai being character developed for not killing Sasuke. Well, I guess for not killing Sasuke under Danzo's orders. And then Kakashi is recovered. It would be Kakashi helping Shikamaru and team with the fight against the new threat from the Akatsuki. So that's kind of Shikamaru's arc. Naruto just doesn't start learning Rasen Shuriken until later. It's at that point that I think Harumi would take Yamato's place again, with her and Kakashi helping with him developing it. I think maybe she'd be more interested too, because if Naruto can create can complete the jutsu, then she might be able to. The question is, why hasn't she tried to do this yet, right? Like,
I think that it comes down to the fact that like Harumi isn't as interested in like, oh, you know, like I have to use my father's ability, or I have to complete my father's legacy.
Yeah.
She is more so like, she wants to do her thing, and you know, like she cares, you know, about her mom, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like a gender thing, but just like I don't see her focused on that. I
think it's probably more to do with like her focus on sealing jutsu and less of like the gender stuff. I was thinking more like she doesn't really use a lot of nature transformation regardless. So I think it would just be something
maybe she could learn the flying Raijin. What do you think? Is that too far fetched? Is it out of the question? Because she's good at seals, bro.
I think maybe that's what she gets during the 3-year time skip, is the flying Raijin. That would make sense.
That makes sense.
I think that's her power.
That would make sense.
And it isn't really relevant at this point. Maybe they use it to get back to the village after the Sasuke battle, but I don't think she would use it. Like, her getting speed blitzed by Sasuke would probably ensure like she doesn't want to reveal the flying Raijin here, because he's physically faster than they are. So even if she throws the kunai, he could probably like catch it almost. I don't know. I'm trying to think about like why wouldn't she have used it. But no, I think flying Raijin makes sense as like her ability. Maybe that's what she
I think that maybe she didn't use it because she still hadn't perfected it.
Yeah, that's possible.
Or like that's something that she like maybe after fighting Sasuke, she's like all right, like, well, I guess I need it. Yeah. So that's the power that she works on, while Naruto works on Sage Mode. The 1 week.
A combined well, would it be Sage Mode, or would he be working? Oh, you mean during the week before Pain?
Yes.
That makes
sense. Because think about it this way, like if she's doing that while he's working on the Rasen Shuriken, like she's not going to be like there's no time. You get what I'm saying? Because she's focused on helping Naruto.
So I think he learns Rasen Shuriken, and she helps with sealing the Nine Tails and everything else would play out like in canon, with Kakuzu being killed and the Rasen Shuriken being called a forbidden S-rank jutsu, right?
Yeah. And it'd be funny because she's like, you know, like she knows it's forbidden, but when she sees Naruto use it, she sees a bit of their dad in Naruto.
Yeah, I could see that. I was kind of saving that for the war arc, like when he, you know, when he says,
okay, Kakashi, yeah, we could do that.
But I'm cool with it. I see it.
No. I get what you're saying. Let's actually save that. But at the end of the day, the fans know what's up, right?
Oh yeah.
So Yeah. Now we basically just get into the territory of like what happens after this. After this, like we basically just get the Itachi and Sasuke stuff, which, you know, obviously takes place just like it does. And then we finally get to the week where Naruto finds out about Jiraiya's death. Obviously this impacts Harumi, but Naruto's the one who spent 3 years with him, and she's like trying to help Naruto like overcome this, and Naruto's like no, like I'm gonna get my get back, and like he eventually, like he's told he's the prophecy person and all that stuff, and he goes to learn Sage Mode, and while he's doing that, she's like, well, I can't fall behind, can I? So she like she goes to her what?
I think it's quite possible that when Jiraiya dies, I think I really like the Shikamaru moment, so I don't want to take that, but I'd really like her to be supporting him, but I also like the Shikamaru moment. What do you, with the ice pops, what do you think, man? Because the Asuma parallel is really good.
It has to be the ice pops, bro. It has to be so Naruto. Good. Yeah, it has to be. She's not that close to him. Do you get what I'm saying? There's no setup for that.
Yeah, I agree. She's not like, there's no parallel with Jiraiya for her. Anyway, the pain arc would begin while Sasuke. Well, here's the thing,
dude. Harumi would be there in the village
and she would Jiraiya's death. They were actually going after Sasuke again. Remember that? That was when Sasuke fought Itachi.
Oh, they were like chasing after him, and like Naruto ran into Itachi getting the crow. So pointless. Yeah, that still happens. It was because like it has to happen with the crow arc.
I know, but
yeah,
it's
just such a dumb scene. Like he could have done it to Naruto when they met him at the hotel.
Honestly, yeah, but he wasn't written for that yet. But regardless, let's say that the retrieval, the Konoha 13 still happens. She's not going with because I don't know. Would she go with? I don't know. I
don't even know, dude. Like, we don't even have to care about that. What I'm mainly thinking about is just like what happens during the pain incident, because obviously she's gonna be there. So it's like we're obviously still gonna get the scene where Kakashi faces off against like the Diva Path, but it's not like he's gonna face him.
This is the best part. So everything with Tsunade happens the same. The Shinra Tensei will occur, but when Kakashi uses the Mangekyo to save someone and dies from it, I think instead of it being Choji, it would be Harumi. So she's there with him fighting the passive pain, and she's like getting targeted because she has half the Nine Tails, so they'd be after her.
That wouldn't work. She's too fast, bro. She has flying Raiju now.
But hear me out.
So instead they're able to beat, because if Harumi's there,
then she would transform into the Nine Tails, and then Naruto could come back.
She would, but this isn't her fight, bro. But, like, do you get what I'm saying?
But hear me out. Naruto would return to the Shinra Tensei destroyed village, and like she would already be sealed inside of the Chubaku Tensei. So Naruto would see like this floating stone on the island, and then he would see Kakashi's body and just like the Diva Path sitting on it, and he's like, "There's the other half of the Nine Tails. Let's take it and head home." So he'd know that she was defeated.
And she because she like loses it because she loses it because of the death of Kakashi.
Yeah.
She loses it at the death of Kakashi. What if she's busy handling like she's fighting different paths of pain, and so
Naruto doesn't train Konohamaru this time, so you could have her take out the one Konohamaru did.
Yeah, that's perfect. That way she's not there. Kakashi still actually is not saving her, but he still saves Choji.
Yeah.
And then after that happens, seeing that, she goes crazy because like like he's important to her, and that's more than enough for her to have that happen.
I agree.
She gets captured because she's not in the right mind, and she transforms into the tail. Exactly.
I think this would be
and then
like
Naruto comes in.
So he returns to the village.
I can't believe you thought of that. Yeah. I literally never would have had that idea. That is gold. Y'all, W Weeb in the chat, boys. W Weeb in the chat.
She's like, Naruto. He comes back with the toads. He looks around. There's this giant shadow over the village. Tsunade is like down for the count, like in the middle, like trying to save everyone. And he just looks up and sees a giant, like the Chubaku Tensei. It's such a cold panel. You can just see it. Like you can see it on like a panel. Right?
I'm not even thinking like the panel would be cooler than the anime, but I'm imagining anime, bro. Yeah. Like, cause I'm just such an anime head right now.
How cold pain would be. He'd be like, and we can take the other half and head home. So he would just be underestimating Naruto at this point because he'd just taken down the older sister, and he would be fueled, like furious. So like he'd enter into the sage, like he'd have sage mode, and we get sage mode Naruto versus Pain. that I think that's
dude, and it's like
clean.
him seeing his sister fight. Like, does Naruto even give into it? Because like he wouldn't know, obviously.
No.
But like I feel like he
I think
does
what
like
happened
start
is
giving.
he would look up and
Yo, what if he gives into it? Hear me out.
Yeah.
What if like they're fighting, the battle low-key goes just like it does in the original, but with Naruto being a little more vicious with his attacks.
Yeah.
When he gives into the Nine Tails and also gets captured,
stands up and tries to save him.
exactly, like that pushes him over completely, and he's unable to stop himself, and eventually it leads to wait, no, you hear me out. Let me cook.
Goodness.
Naruto is up there in the and like he's captured, right?
Yeah.
And as that happens, both of them link, like they both
With
link.
Minato?
We're like with Minato, and they both fight pain.
That sounds so gas. I like that. That sounds so good.
I'm glad you let me cook.
Oh, that was that.
But like I'm saying,
delicious. I'm kind of full.
like I'm saying, they come down and they like Naruto and her, like Naruto has a Sage mode and she uses Flying Raijin, and she's like ready for round 2, and like they both like fist bump, and then like
Hear me out.
the manga panel,
he creates
bro.
Rasen Shuriken. She teleports him point blank Rasen Shuriken, like into Pain's face, like.
Bro, that's it. Bro. What are you gonna do against the Uzumaki combo? The Namikaze combo.
The Namikaze combo goes crazy,
bro.
That's
that
so
teamwork
good.
though is gonna be in, bro.
The JJK
that teamwork in the
style
war arc,
jumping. Oh my goodness.
bro. That's insane. That's actually so fire.
I like it.
Okay,
I like it.
yeah, no. So now we have to get into what happens with after this, because obviously after this we already have the fight with Itachi, and then we just basically get into the we just get into the Five Kage Summit stuff, right?
Do you think Pain would still use the Rinne Rebirth, and like Konan would Naruto talk no jutsu them at this point?
We need him to use the Rinne Rebirth. We have to make it work somehow, because without Kakashi, they die.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, how do you think that conversation would go? It's kind of,
I think that Naruto's the one that goes alone after this, because he's the one with Sage mode, and like she stays back to help out with the village and stuff. And Naruto goes and he's like, "I'll handle it." And she looks at him and she's like, "All right." She trusts him, and then we still get what happens in the original, where like Pain revives everyone, leading to the Five Kage Summit, which honestly I'm not too well versed in it, but the one thing that I will say we definitely have to have happen is get ourselves a scene where what's it called, Harumi ends up getting with Sasuke and he reveals everything.
Here's the one of the best scenes I could see. So in the original, Danzo, after Tsunade is down from using her chakra too much to heal everyone with Katsuya, in the original, Danzo nominates himself as the representative of Hokage. I could see Harumi taking Tsunade's place to like as stand-in Hokage. Because Kakashi was the original, the one who was
we need Don, bro. Without the Danzo like little fight, Sasuke won't be drained enough for
Naruto versus
like I feel like Naruto being drained and like almost being blind, and him having his encounter with Naruto, and like him like being weaker leads him to actually speaking up about Harumi when she's like, Sasuke comes back, and he tells her the truth. You get what I'm saying? Like he tells Naruto like the truth, not by like wanting to, but like he like says it like just in conversation. So Naruto gets mad at her, and that's why she doesn't like stop him. And Obito has enough time to save Sasuke.
Bro,
you get what I'm saying? So
right
the
now.
Five Kage Summit goes down just like it does in the original. And then once we get to the point where Naruto and Sasuke fight each other, that's where that little thing that I just talked about happens. Where like Naruto looks at her and he's like, "You let him go?" And like she's just like she's just like looking at him, and she's like silent, and he's like, "And you didn't tell me?" And he just like gets mad at her, bro. Like he's upset. I really like where that's going. I really like that.
That's pretty. I like it. That cooks. That's heat, my guy.
Bro, what happens when me and you start like writing Naruto stories together is actually not okay, dude. If we were to actually get views the way we did before, and we actually like kept it going, bro, imagine we would have been like those guys that like do like podcasts together. We're in the same room and they talk, except we did that with What Ifs. That'd be crazy. Like the What If podcast. What If podcast. That's funny.
The What If podcast
it's
is
just
kind of crazy. No, you're good. I'm wondering, like,
tough.
I don't know. I think some people enjoy like this style of video is pretty good. Some people can enjoy the
It is very good.
but other times people just want to sit down and listen to like an audiobook style, you know? So I think it
Oh
depends
yeah,
on
but that's
taste.
what I'm saying. Like podcasts are audiobook style. I never look at it.
Yeah.
I never watch them. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know anybody who actually just sits down and watches them. Pretty sure most people do it the way that I
I
said.
don't like looking at the Joe Rogan podcast.
Bro, I don't even watch I literally just watched the George Janko podcast. But hold on, what's going on? Okay,
We're just having a little tangent.
yeah, so we went on a little tangent, boys. I'm sorry about that.
Xehther just dominated the entire 5 Kage Summit arc with some immaculate writing. I think Sakura is feeling even more useless than before since she's now just become fodder for Sasuke. But yeah, the 5 Kage Summit ends, and that's where we're back to what we were discussing earlier with the Ninetales being sent to Turtle Island with Killer Bee.
This means that Harumi and Naruto are both sent there, and because of the bad tension between the both of them, Naruto's low-key gonna have a way harder time facing his... No, that's not true, because he's mad at her, but he's not gonna like hate her, you know? So, okay, so no, that's not true.
I think it would be the
what
same
I'm
type
on.
of madness he would have, like when Sakura in the original to try and stop Naruto from going would have been all like, "I love you, Naruto," and he's like, "That's cap." You remember that where he's like, why?
He's like upset. He's like, no,
upset
like I'm
about
not
it.
playing this game.
I think it'd be like
No. Doesn't that happen before? That happens before.
It did happen before.
Yeah. So, oh, never mind that because he doesn't have that like angry energy yet. So that unfortunately can't happen. What if hold on, I'm moving my mic. What if what pretty much ends up going down is like they just have bad blood, and because of that they, you know, like they don't talk, and Killer Bee is like the one who breaks like the ice like slowly. Eventually the both of them end up like facing their own inner selves, and because of that they both end up unlocking KCM, which ultimately leads to them like meeting like Naruto meeting Kushina, right?
Oh, poor
poor
Iruka, he's been completely made irrelevant. I just remembered that scene. Oh,
bro, Iruka like doesn't matter. Like they don't even like care about him at that point.
Guy.
They just straight up blitz by him.
Oh.
Yeah, bro's just a guard. Bro's just standing watch.
No.
Bro's a stormtrooper. He's irrelevant.
Dude, you didn't even have the Mizuki scene from the beginning. You took the Mizuki scene out.
Bro, we took all the screen time. This dude literally gets no screen time.
Oh my goodness. I think we just gave Iruka's entire character like position to Harumi, but it's all good.
We made his bro, Harumi is actually such a cool character. I'm like low-key attached to her.
Even though you don't know her
like
name.
I've grown to like her. I refer to her as Naruto's sister.
Okay.
It's funny how we didn't give her a love interest, but I digress.
I mean,
anyways, they escape
did.
and oh bro, we gotta just straight jump into what happens with Itachi and Nagato, because they get to fight Nagato again, and like she wasn't the one who encountered Nagato, so she might still be upset. Plus Itachi, bro.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I could see Edo Itachi versus Harumi would be kind of gas. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be like one of the fights like everyone wanted, like Neji versus Sasuke. It would be like the older siblings versus each other. Nagato could be fighting Naruto until Itachi uses the crow and breaks out of the Genjutsu.
Yeah, it's like Killer Bee and Naruto versus Nagato.
Yeah.
And then like she's fighting him and they're like talking about things as it's happening.
Yeah.
And what's it called? Like as the battle's going on, eventually Itachi like ends up separating. So we don't get to see the conclusion. But after Itachi goes on their side, he tells Harumi the truth via Genjutsu. And then he handles the situation. Yo, what was that? What? He handles the situation with what's it called, with Kabuto, and then eventually
Sasuke
we
and
get
Kabuto
Naruto and Harumi
showing
both actually sending their clones. They could both do it. So
Yeah.
now it's not just Naruto's clones, but it's Harumi's as well.
Both of them
So
to the
now
battlefield.
Naruto, exactly, and then they both make their way to the Obito fight.
Kinkaku and Ginkaku versus Naruto and Harumi clones. That sounds so cool. They're both they're all using the Ninetales chakra. That's kind of gas.
That low-key would be kind of like a really coul like side fight where like they're able to destroy them. Yeah, like they destroy them. Bro, it'd be cool because Kinkaku and Ginkaku could low-key show Naruto and Harumi some cool like tag team attacks, which they might even implement in the Obito fight. Yeah, which is kind of interesting.
That'd be kind of an interesting like side fight, you know, like how Haku and versus Kakashi with Zabuza.
Yeah, that was a good fight. I feel like it's just so overlooked because the war arc like just became like it was just such. It was so badly written, dude. It was so badly written,
dude.
Like it really was.
We gotta talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the meteor in the room? That is Madara versus the 5 Kage Nation Alliance, like the Shinobi Alliance. Like, come on, like.
Yeah, no, that still happens, and Naruto and Harumi like end up arriving, and like they fight like the Madara, but I'm gonna say they both get beat. That would make sense.
They should both.
And then after they shouldn't.
I said they should, but this has huge consequences. Because remember when when Naruto was at the battlefield and Madara tried to summon the Nine Tails, he was like, "Come to me, Nine Tails." And then Naruto like fell over, and he's like, It seems I can't summon it any longer. This time he would notice both of them just fall over since Naruto had used the Rasen Shuriken before. And he noticed that he was the Jinchuriki, remember? So this time he would know that the Nine Tails was split. In the original, he killed Naruto by pulling the Nine Tails out by removing the Nine Tails. And that was what led Hagoromo to give him the power of Asura. But in this timeline, there's no Nine Tails to put into Naruto. Do you see what I'm saying? Like Minato saves Naruto with the Nine Tails being replaced with Sakura's help.
I get what you're saying.
So this is a plot point for later.
Dude, Harumi might have to die.
I kind of agree,
bro.
The question then
becomes,
I got
so
if
attached to her.
Loses if a Jinchuriki loses their tail beast, they die. Like their chakra gets ripped out, and she's still alive, and Naruto's on the ground later. Like I kind of just jumped towards the middle of the war arc, but
she's the one that straight up gives her life for Naruto in that moment.
I think I could see it like being the case. She's like sitting there. Minato would be there too without the Nine Tails, and he can use the Reaper Death Seal. Holy no. Wait, I could see her being like, save him, like to Sakura, like just give him my half of the Nine Tails, and then she's like, but you'll die, and she's like, that's fine. Like, oh my god, it would be so sad. That'd be way better than Neji's death. Holy crap.
So much better than Neji's death, dude. I don't want to kill her, bro. Like I'm over here thinking of any way I can save her, but she has to die.
She has to die for Naruto to be alive.
Bro, we haven't even gone past the Obito fight and we're already revealing that she's gonna die. That's crazy. Well, I mean, like, what's the point of covering the Obito fight at this point? It's like, what the heck?
At this point,
obviously they don't win.
Well, Naruto in the original shows up with half the Nine Tails and bodies the other 8-tailed beasts by himself. This time, the full Nine Tails is there with 2 of them, and they protect Kakashi and Guy, and we get like that scene of like Kakashi seeing the 4th Hokage in front of him, like protecting him, you know?
It's like you can say like maybe because of the fact that Harumi and Naruto are both the ones fighting, like they don't lose, but like bro, Madara was low key like able to fight.
He was fighting Guy, Kakashi, and Naruto, and Kakashi had his Mangekyo, but they hadn't come up with a plan yet.
Yeah, what's it called? Did he have to fight Minato with KCM before they? Yeah, he did before they ripped that.
Minato,
so he, like we know that he's able to do it.
Yeah,
So
the question is,
I was about to say, man, I don't want Harumi to die.
Minato can split the half of the Nine Tails into quarters.
That's crazy. Quarters. Who gets the other one? Sasuke? Dude, that sucks, bro. It eventually leads to Sasuke dying. The war arc would have to lead to Sasuke dying. Well, after Sasuke dies, Madara...
Well, Hagoromo, he has to die. Sasuke has to die for Hagoromo to impart the power of Indra and Asura, which is what turns the tide of the battle. So, if she dies to save Naruto... Because Madara would still be going for her half of the Nine Tails. So there's not like a ton of time. I could see Minato playing interception here while this is going on with the other Hokage. But you know, this is.
I feel like Minato would try his best to get in the way.
Yeah, maybe 8 Gates Guy is where 8 Gates comes out. Is Naruto is on the ground and is about dying. And while Sakura is trying to heal him, she'd be there and Madara would be targeting her. And then Guy would use the 8 inner gates and be fighting Jubidara, you know?
Okay, that fixes the problem that we're going for, and it doesn't actually have to happen later because like it makes sense here under the circumstances.
Yeah.
So while he's fighting and all this craziness is happening in the air, Harumi just straight up is just crying, and she's like on her knees, like she's like touching Naruto's face, and she's like you got so big, and like, or something like that, and like Minato would arrive, and like he's like looking at her, and like he's like, I wish I could do something for him, and she just looks at Sakura like you said, and she's just like, give him my half, and like she just straight sacrifices herself for her brother. And Naruto, after getting that,
we can still ask this, just like how he saved Guy by touching him from the 800 gates. Naruto could wake up with Asura and could heal her using Asura's half of power. He can fix the 800 gates.
We got to do it. I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry, boys. I know that, bro. I know that it would help so much for the story for her to stay dead and like it to be a big sacrifice. And Naruto, bro, it'd be cool if it was a huge sacrifice because Naruto would get angry.
He can only heal one person. He heals her and Guy dies.
Nah, it can't. Nah, that doesn't do anything.
Wheelchair
Dude,
Guy.
what would, no, listen, bro.
Sister.
Naruto, no, hear me out. Naruto would be angry at Sasuke, bro. His sister straight sacrificed herself for this war, and Sasuke wants to keep it going.
Oh yeah,
bro. He would be mad, bro. He would be mad, but bro, I can't have her die. Nah, bro. He brings her back. She's not gonna be paralyzed like my guy. She's just not gonna have the Nine Tails.
Yeah, I agree. I think she wouldn't want the Nine Tails either. Like, considering everything, I think she'd be fine with Naruto having it, because she has the Uzumaki chains and the other power ups too. So like she has other
respectfully
avenues.
Naruto is given like the other half of the Nine Tails eventually, so he could give it back, but I can see her just being like no, and like eventually Naruto and Sasuke get their
if she's
get their
Kurama,
seals.
I could see her not wanting to have Kurama split like any longer, you know, like I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's tough. I think if it was me writing it, I think the better writing choice here is to kill her and have Guy die as well. But also Guy survived in the original because Kishimoto likes him and we like her, so we can choose to save her. I'm gonna leave it up to you, man.
Honestly, bro, it just becomes one of those things where it's like if she survives, then like Naruto still ends up facing Sasuke and the video ends, right?
Yeah.
But if she dies, Naruto still ends up facing Sasuke, but it's under like he's mad, so like he might like low key, like bro, he might low key kill him, bro. Like I'm so serious, he might straight up kill Sasuke. I kind of
like the idea of her dying too because of all the buildup we've been having with Sasuke saying he doesn't understand him. In the original, when Jiraiya died, Jiraiya was the loss that Naruto experienced to match Sasuke with his family. But in this timeline, like, if Itachi's dead, Sasuke is truly alone, but Naruto is not alone. Like, he still has her. So if she were to die, then they'd really be like on the same footing, and he truly would understand Sasuke, because his sibling would have died for him, just like Itachi had sacrificed himself for Sasuke.
The way Naruto would be fighting against like Kaguya because of the anger, and like they like end up beating Kaguya, and right after that, like Sasuke like traps all the nine-tailed beasts.
Oh my god.
Naruto would just look at Sasuke and be like, after everything she sacrificed for us to defeat her, this is what you're gonna do. Like, bro, I don't see Naruto waiting and sitting there being like, Sasuke, you can't.
No.
Bro, I would see his aura just exploding, and he just looks at Sasuke with like intent to kill. Like he's like stand down, and Sasuke just like looks at him.
Oh my god, this is such a good scene. You just you're cooking here. You're the spice right now, Xehther. This is where Naruto. So in the beginning of the story, Naruto doesn't want to be the Hokage, and he's like telling Tsunade this, and she's like, he basically admired them, and he always had like this shadow of Minato over him. At this point, like when she dies, and he's like now alone, this is instead of Sasuke being the one who declares I'm going to be the Hokage, like after he learned the truth of Itachi, it's at this moment where both of them, who had like never shown any interest in the position and had kind of like not wanted it, both of them would declare, like after the war ended, Naruto would be like, I'm going to become the Hokage. Like I'm going to continue like my family, like the legacy. So like to memorialize her. Like basically he would like declare that he's going to protect everyone and become the Hokage. And Sasuke would be like, nah, I'm going to be the Hokage. And this would be like the conflict where Naruto is like, why do you want like what is the point of this? So it becomes more important to like their ideology instead of Sasuke just coming out of nowhere and being like, I'm gonna be Hokage after years of Naruto saying it, you know? So they both decide on this like right here, you know?
I like it. I really do. And then right after, I feel like that would happen where like Naruto says he's gonna become Hokage first, and then Sasuke reveals that he's gonna become the Hokage, and like he starts doing his evil move stuff. And then right after this, we have
So Minato says goodbye to Naruto, and Naruto like begs Minato to say hello, like hi to Kushina and like Harumi for him because they're both dead. So at this point, Minato would like promise, and it was a really sad scene. It's right after this, he would promise Minato, he's like, Dad, I'm going to become the Hokage. And as he says this, we hear like on the other side of the battlefield, Sasuke's like talking to Orochimaru and Hagoromo, and he's like, I'm going to become the Hokage. So we hear both at the same time, and they just turn and like make eye contact. And this is when Sasuke gets serious and then starts sealing the other Bijou. And that would be like the start of the next phase at the end of the war, you know?
Dude, I like the scene. We just fixed the 4th Great Shinobi World War and made it better. There's stakes, there's loss, there's cool moments.
Neji's still alive?
Neji's still like, he didn't need to die. Like, it's like, come on.
We've already got plenty. We don't need Neji to die.
No, yeah, like Might Guy still let's say Might Guy dies too. He doesn't add anything.
He's cooked.
Yeah, Might Guy's dead. Let's just keep him dead, dude.
He should have died. Let's be real, guys. I love
and if Naruto can't bring Harumi back,
nah.
like there has to be loss, bro. You know what I mean?
So
anyways, after this happens, the real question is just, does Naruto not kill Sasuke and pull back at the end, or does he kill him? Because it's like, I feel like it would make more sense for Naruto to like borderline be trying to kill Sasuke, and because of that, he beats him to a pulp, and he's like about to land the final blow, but he like, it's like his sister, like he can see her, and he stops.
I think when the final clash with Naruto's Rasengan versus the Chidori happens, this would be like when they both lose their arms and stuff, and Sasuke's like, I give up, you win. And Naruto's just like crying. He's like, why couldn't this have happened earlier? I could see Kakashi being the one to arrive before Sakura. Like they both come and she's like, you idiots, and she starts healing them. And then it's when he sees Kakashi, and Kakashi just has that hollow look in his eyes because he just lost his best friend and like the person he'd been really close with since like who had replaced Kakashi lost both of his like the most important people in his life that day.
Dude, and they're dead.
Obito,
like they're not coming back.
Guy,
bro,
Harumi, all dead, and Naruto's looking at him, and he has no like, there's no vengeance in his eyes. Like he doesn't even want to kill Sasuke, and Naruto just breaks, and he just starts crying, like breaking down. He's like, why did she have to die? Like, and they that would be the end like of the arc, and they released the Infinite Tsukuyomi. And that's
I like where you were going with that, bro, but I really did like, instead of like them being able to, because bro, mind you, if Naruto's actually angry this time around, he won't be stalemating Sasuke.
No, he'd be
that's not how the
his
fight's
ass.
gonna go. He'd be beating him. So like I said, he just clobbers Sasuke, and eventually it gets to the point where like Naruto just looks at him and he's like, and like as he's about to land like a finishing blow on Sasuke, and Sasuke's like beaten up, like he was shown clearly Naruto destroyed him. He like dismantled him.
Yeah.
Like Naruto can just see like
his arm, and Naruto's still completely fine.
No arm. Like Sasuke gets hurt really badly, and he's like barely standing up. Like he like just accepts his death, but then like you can just see Harumi there. Like she's I don't know how to put it. She's like there somehow. Do you get what I'm saying? Like
in spirit.
Like in spirit. Yeah. And she's like Naruto, and like he can hear her voice, and he stops, and like he just looks at Sasuke, and he just straight up like falls to his knees, and like then Kakashi arrives.
Like, why? Sasuke's like, why?
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Naruto like he tells him, yeah. What?
Cause Sasuke, you're my friend.
And you're my friend. No, he'd be like, you're all I got left.
Yo.
And then like Kakashi arrives, and he like looks at him, and Naruto looks at him, and the ending of Naruto isn't this happy like, oh, you know, we freed the war. No, it's just like it's heartbreak, bro. Like they're just
they
lost so much.
You're not gonna let them open this Infinite Tsukuyomi?
they're gonna open the Infinite Tsukiyomi, but it's just like that like doesn't feel like anything.
Yeah.
It'd be somber. Like it's just like, really?
I think
like this is the end?
I think the best ending for Naruto would be like that happens and we see Naruto at like the Hokage, like getting crowned as Hokage. I don't know. That would be a pretty...
Yeah, no, Naruto would definitely get crowned as the Hokage. But if this was my story, I would have Naruto like end everything off, and like there's just like a picture of Naruto, it's older Naruto. There's a picture of him and his sister, and he has a daughter. It's not Boruto. It's a daughter that low-key looks like it's like it's Harumi. It's like she looks like Harumi, and he named her after his sister.
That's so good. And that could be the sequel series instead of the little shit we got. Oh.
Harumi Next Generations. Dude. Bro. We did it.
That's so sad.
That's it.
I feel really sad that we killed our OC though, but
I'm sad that we killed our OC, but I'm honestly sad that the story ended. Like when we took our break, I just wanted it to end, but now that I felt refreshed and we just got down, bro, I feel like kind of upset that this is the end. Bro, we literally sat here and wrote like one of the best stories we've ever done, bro. What happened?
Good. I don't
know.
It was
that is
a whole
so
journey,
good,
man.
If we scripted this and like actually like did it, this would be like a 5-hour what if, but it would be like so good. Like it'd be the best thing we've ever done, which we won't do. This is all you guys are gonna get, by the way. like if you guys want something like that to be done from us, not only do you guys have to hit like 10K likes, you guys literally have to hit like 10K likes.
If you do, you'll
even then
full voice acting, like full scenes, animation.
And even then we still probably would refuse to do it because like that's a long script.
Oh man, it's been so fun.
Yeah, it literally has. For those of you guys that have made it to the end of this part of the video, drop down that one weeb. Just literally comment that one weeb. Just comment that down below in the section if you guys made it to the end. With all that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, I love you guys so much. Weeb,
thanks for
end it off
me.
for us.
Thank you guys for listening to me and your beloved Xehther for this long. Really appreciate you enjoying this little what if, kind of journey with us. We've been just discussing this together. If you guys want something similar to this, me and Xehther have done another video together like this. That was a little bit ago, like a month or two, which was what if Naruto had the Karma Seal. So if you guys want to see that, you can check that out. And my channel will be in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching this journey of Harumi and Naruto and the development for what if Naruto had a sister. If you guys liked it.
And if you guys go to watch that one, weeb, watch what if Naruto had anti-chakra. It is so good. It is so good. But yeah, that has been it from us today. Peace out, my lovely ducklings.
Adios.
Bye.